very interested to hear about.
Yeah. Well, I just
Go on forever. Stringing things together.
Yep.
Stringing suffixes and prefixes and.
Yeah. That's important stuff. Okay, I'm gonna tweet that we're live because we're live. Hi everybody that we're live. Hey everybody.
Hello.
I keep almost tweeting the wrong name to this game.
What do you keep almost calling it?
I keep wanting to say there is something wrong with this house instead of something is wrong with this house.
Oh, yeah. I think I might have even referred to that in, that in conversation earlier. If I'm being honest.
There is something wrong with this house. Sounds like what, if you're in a sitcom and you're like the sitcom mom, and your sister comes over and like, look at this, my crazy sister and her crazy kids. There is something wrong with this house.
Oh yeah.
See the saxophone music. I like the ensemble theme.
Can we do it again and you'll all laugh when I say there's something wrong with this house, like a laugh track?
Sure.
My crazy sister and her crazy kids. There's something wrong with this house.
Wow.
You guys did that so good.
I hate you. I hate you.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my god.
Okay. You still have that. Why wouldn't you change it to a different laugh every?
I think it's funny.
Yeah, I think this one was so perfectly bad.
I guess that's the thing, right? You can't redo that bit with a new laugh. You could only call back to.
I can only call back to it, so I have to keep this same one.
Bravo.
Allie, apparently you're a little louder than everyone.
Yeah, I just bumped y'all up. If you want to just keep
Talking.
saying things.
Am I still quiet? Hello.
Hi.
I'm also here and maybe the right volume, but maybe not. Sometimes I get a little louder like this. Is this still good?
I can't think of anything to say to test stuff with.
Well, that was something.
Yeah.
Those were words.
Yep, it was.
I'm gonna put some chapstick on and then we're gonna start this in earnest.
What kind of chapstick are you on right now?
So I'm a Carmex person.
Okay. I respect that.
Yeah. It's getting cold, so it's Carmex time.
Yeah. You need something that has active ingredients at this time of year. You can't just have something that's doing the occlusive layer Vaseline thing.
Yeah, I use medicated Blistex.
Wow, that's a good one too.
Yeah. I need it. I get so, because of allergies, I just get really congested at night and I start breathing through my mouth and I'll just wake up, and if I don't have something to prevent that, then I will just get.
You know what you should do? There's a really nice lip mask from Laneige that you can. I think it's Laneige. I think that's the company that you can put on at night, and it's very thick, but it's not uncomfortable, and it really fucking stays on there. It smells like watermelon, and it's in a little pink pot. I don't know how appealing that is.
Okay. And for
but
anyone who
does work really nicely.
For anyone else who doesn't know, a lip mask is a cream, right? It doesn't.
Yes,
it's not.
Yeah. It's like a gel, actually. It's a really.
Yeah.
It's like a lip balm that truly stays the fuck on your mouth to the point that you're only supposed to use it at night, because it'd probably be weird if you used it during the day and you're really aware of it.
I would consider this. I mean, it really is a perpetual problem in my life that every winter I get. You know when they say cracked and dry lips, cracked lip, it splits. It's bad. It's the worst feeling.
You should look into it.
It's bad.
Might be a good thing.
Allergies. It's not just sneezing. It's also horrible lips every winter.
Oh. True. It seems too small, but okay. Well, on that
We've
note,
learned a lot here today.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
we want to talk more about snot?
I don't.
Mercifully, that was before we were live, and I think we can spare everyone.
Speaking of being live, hello everybody. Welcome to Live at the Table, an actual play live stream where we live stream some games together. My name is Leisha Kampora. I'm joined by Janine Hawkins,
Hi, you can find me at Bleating Heart on Twitter.
Keith J. Carberry,
Hi, my name is Keith Carberry. You can find me on Twitter at Keith J. Carberry, and you can find the Let's Plays that I do at youtube.com/runbutton. We're about to finish our Metal Gear Solid 2 Let's Play, probably this week. I think we have one more session left, and then that'll be up soon. So we'll have the first two on YouTube.
cool, and Sylvie Claire.
Hi, I'm Sylvie. You can find me on Twitter at SylvieBullet. Don't know why I'm promoting that. I'm off there right now, but it's fine. And you can listen to my other show, Emoji Drome, wherever you get your podcasts. It's a fun time. That's it for me.
Okay, hi.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks for joining us. See you later, Sylvie. Yeah, so tonight we are playing Something Is Wrong with This House by Jonah Baumann and Anna Landin. It looks really good. As stated in the Patreon post, I guess, this is going to be a game tonight where we're going to be embodying some ghoulish spirits, trying to kick a family out of the house. And let's get to it.
Well, you're burying the lead that this is our extremely timely entry into the yearly Friends of the Table Halloween Spooktacular.
I you know, there's something about us doing this like immediately after Thanksgiving that's like you've been around the like quintessential family, maybe. You're in your feelings
that's
about that.
I'm going to
about
say
being in a
that
house.
is true for a large portion of our audience, but it's only true for 50% of the cast today, because Thanksgiving was over a month ago.
Fair, you know. But
Yeah.
they saw tweets.
Yeah, they remember.
They were looking at pictures of turkey all day.
Hey, do you two remember Thanksgiving? And all that it sucks?
So yeah.
Thanksgiving food wasn't even that good this year. No one put enough
Damn.
salt on the food.
Sure.
I was at 3 different. I do the world's worst Thanksgiving, which is that because I don't ever take out the time to see any of my family at any time of the year besides holidays. It means that during the holidays I can't tell anyone that I won't see them. So I had to go to my mother's house and then my grandfather's house and then had to go to Isaac's parents' house. So I went to 3 different places, and it's just miserable. Don't do that. Don't be like me.
Yeah, well.
Visit your mom more often so that you can tell her that you won't see her on Thanksgiving without feeling bad.
This is what balances.
Yeah.
Anyway. Y'all got the game open? You ready to?
Speaking of family gatherings.
Good, smooth.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm a professional.
Yeah, let's just go through reading this. Sorry. My PDF looked weird for a second, and I couldn't read it. I couldn't just start reading it.
I was zoomed in on the playing field is what I was gonna say on but board screen whatever the table, and I thought it said Father, Mother, Son, and Douglas.
Well, that's her name.
I just wanted to share that as it just struck me as quite funny.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna Something Was Wrong with This House is a short horror game for 3 to 6 players about the haunting of a house from the perspective of its dark denizens. It is played with 3 6-sided dice. Some of you will play the creatures that inhabit the house, defending the grounds that have been your home for years and years. One of you will pull the strings of the background as the facilitator, set the scene, and play the enroaching family that moves in, ignorant of whose domain they are really trespassing at. I feel like we just kind of jump into it. Does anyone want to start reading the game structure bit, and then we can go into
Sure.
who the family is and the stuff there?
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
Taking place over the course of one long, haunted night, Something Is Wrong with This House is a game about the tug of war between the creatures who call this haunted place home and the picture-perfect middle-class family who thinks they can claim it for their own. Before the game begins, decide among yourselves which of you will play the creatures and who will be the facilitator, the one who plays the family. If you play as a creature, you win the game if you have scared the family out of the house by the end of the 5th and final phase, Dawn. If you play as the facilitator, you win if even one of the family holds out until then. It is a battle of wills, pitting the creature's haunting terror against the resistance of the family. Only the lucky and determined will make it through the night and emerge victorious. And then do we want to hit these little bullet points here, or do you think we'll probably
Sure,
skip to
yeah.
it? So playing a creature, you choose one of 6 creatures, you work towards frightening the family, describe your actions and create a haunting cinematic tale, overcome the facilitator's clever challenges together, and collaborate with your fellow players and fill the house with life or unlife. And then the facilitator/family take on the role of the family, challenge your fellow players, embody aspects of the house, frame scenes, and ask leading questions, help decide the outcome of the dice rolls, and keep the game moving.
Perfect. So the game recommends, because this is a horror game, to start by talking about lines and veils, having an X card. I think a big one that we always say is no suicide stuff. We're going to be talking about death and horror, the history of this house. Stuff like that doesn't have to be there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Eyeball. Does anyone who here is someone?
Oh,
who
I'm
you're
a
not,
big
is
eyeball guy.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
you were.
You're that guy we couldn't think of the name of.
Oh.
Eyeball with the bat wing.
I
I'm
love
a
your bat
eyeball
wings,
guy.
Allie.
I love how little how little detail you have.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't think I have. I might want to make a small request to avoid any drowning stuff, but I don't think that would come up.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But other
Do
than
we want to
that,
write
yeah,
these
I don't
down somewhere?
Yeah. Me.
In the big white square, maybe?
I.
Or no, it's not, that's not. Oh, that is. Okay, I thought that was the edge of the thing, and I was misseeing something.
Yeah, I
Otherwise,
essentially.
are we oh, sorry.
Oh no! I was just saying
I was
I
just-
put a big piece of paper on the Roll20 every time I
No,
do
it's
it.
good. It's good.
Good to have a scratch area.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I'm assuming we're going with our usual sort of attitude towards lines and fails that we've been using with Sanfiel this season and stuff, which is we don't need to get too into the nitty gritty if things get really gross.
Yeah. Non-descriptive wounds, injuries, everything. Oh. Okay, cool. Ooh. Anything else come to mind?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
This is kind of related, actually. I guess if it could come up more when we talk about the family, so this might be a way in. Do we know what the? Are we going for straight horror? Or are we trying to do something that's a little more Beetlejuicy, that's cartoonish,
Ooh.
but they're still trying to scare them out of the house? Because that's what I went to when I heard the concept of this game, and then I read it and was like, oh no, this is more Insidious. But you know.
I mean, Beetlejuice is insidious in its way, right?
Oh, for sure.
If you look into the deep Beetlejuice lore,
So I have not
Old.
watched Beetlejuice. I don't. I don't real. I have a vague understanding that that Beetlejuice is the poltergeist, basically, where his job is to scare the people in a house to death.
It's basically. I actually haven't seen it either, but I do have a bare bones summary, just because you hear this when you're a fucking Hot Topic kid. Um, basically, there's two ghosts that are living there in a house when this family moves in, and they want to get the family that moved in out of there, but I think they're like bad at haunting is kind of the general conceit, so they bring in Beetlejuice to do
He's
it.
a haunting mercenary.
Yeah, he's like what if Bloody Mary, but for hauntings, I guess, because you have to say his name a bunch.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just like
How many times? Like 80.
But also his methods
three.
are too hardcore, and they're like, wait, actually, we don't want this. The people seem nice, right? Like that's I
I'm
think.
pretty sure. I'm pretty
And there's
sure.
also a bunch of stuff about the waiting room to hell or whatever. There's like a whole bureaucracy full of people who've died horribly. I think.
I have seen that scene. That scene is good.
Yeah.
That is a fun scene.
Also worms that will eat you.
I'm learning so much about Beetlejuice.
And also a dude who wants a child bride, which is always a little bit dark.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It's not
So-
Beetlejuice that wants
fantasy.
that, right? It's someone that's already.
Yeah,
in
Beetlejuice
the house.
Unfortunately,
wants
it is
to marry
Beetlejuice who
the-
wants that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, we'll avoid that part, but
Michael Keaton.
Let's add
Very
it to
creepy.
the lines and veils
Does-
list.
Does not age well.
Sure.
I do like Michael Keaton, but no.
yeah.
Presumably, he didn't write it. He just said, "Yes, I'll do it."
No,
No,
I mean, it's a Tim
I
Burton
think he
movie.
wrote it. I think he
Yeah.
invented it.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice came to him in a dream, and then he got all method about it for a couple years.
Beetlejuice literally possessed him. But yeah, I just wanted to see if we were thinking of. I feel like we tend to get light with shit even when it is kind of dark, so I don't know if it needs to be a conversation. But
okay.
I figured I'd ask.
Yeah, I think it will end up being more light just because of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
If the three of you really try to be really scary, I'll roll with it.
Here's a question. Here's a way to frame this. Do we want to play a game where a bone saw gets used for effect, or a bone saw gets used?
Wait.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Is it like
Is a bone saw like a prop or an action?
Oh,
for
sure.
you
Right,
know?
okay, yeah.
Sure.
Because to me, that's I think the big distinction, a big line between like lighter horror and like spookier horror.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm kind of leaning towards the bone saw gets used for effect, but like I don't know that I necessarily want to mangle a family.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
But a ghost would.
Well, we can get into that when we get into character, but
Yeah.
Are we like a PG-13 Scooby-Doo? Is that what we're doing?
Oh man. Oh,
I mean,
geez.
Everything that we do is a hard R just based on how many swears.
That's true. Yeah.
this is why I think Beetlejuice was a brilliant example, is
Sure.
because like Beetlejuice is not Scooby-Doo, but it's also not Saw,
Okay.
right? Like it occupies a space that is mature, despite the fact that it got a cartoon show. But you know, it was a little bit of man. They shouldn't have made a lot of cartoons out of the stuff they made cartoons out of in that time.
Yeah.
Huh.
And not just because
Anyway.
the market was way oversaturated.
Well, yeah, that too. Okay, so
Okay, I think
Well, s-
we can be like unsettling. I think what Janine was saying about the like effect thing. I think like the threat of that sort of violence is on the table, but not so much like the follow through. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So yeah, since we're already talking about like how we're going to play the game, I might as well bring this part of it up because I wanted to talk about this. I read this in Game Structures, and it mentions it more later on. Let me find it. Ooh, I missed. Nah, let me find it, and then I'll get back to you.
Do you remember what
'cause
the subject of it was? Because we might know.
Yeah.
Or, like,
I
you're
had.
looking
Oh
at it.
yeah, I'll just paraphrase it. I was gonna read the quote because I thought it was just literally right in front of me, but I guess I can't find it. Anyway, the game is basically like the family is gonna set up challenges, and the ghosts and the scaries are gonna try and overcome those challenges in order to scare the family to kick them out. But the game is really vague about what sort of things the family actually does beyond each family member has like basically a single use action and a handful of other smaller actions, and as the facilitator you're going to set up scenes. But it's very vague about what the facilitator literally does. I actually tried to find some examples of play on like YouTube or on other podcasts, and I couldn't find anything.
It's still very new.
Yeah.
It's tricky for that stuff.
I guess.
So I guess the question is like, do we want to be doing like scenes where I'm like asking someone to be in a scene with me out of their ghoul character to set up something, or is it more vague and like implied than that?
They do have like a small list of like actions, like example actions on the how to play the family page. On
Yes.
page
Uh-huh.
6, which might help with this question a little.
Yeah, the actions are hide, move around the house, support each other, use reason and logic to explain the hauntings, and attempt countermeasures against the supernatural. And the rules of that are basically that we can sort of collaboratively decide how effective that stuff is. There's no roles on those.
Right, yeah. So the way that I read sort of the quote unquote like challenges in this game is that like in each phase, each member of the family is going to have a turn, and that's sort of your opportunity to like set up the chessboard, so to speak. So that like if I was playing one of the ghouls, I would know like if I want to attack the daughter, she's in the kitchen doing this thing. Right? And it's less like, oh, we're playing out this whole scene of the father like calling his friend and like seeing if he can help or whatever. Because I think some of the spirit of the game is like
Action and reaction.
right, yeah, and also like these people stuck in this house without having contact to the outside, quote unquote. We were talking about bottle episodes last live at the table, and this is sort of that same sort of thing. So I mean, like if you wanted to set up like a proper scene where you were like, oh, I'm going to be the father talking to the mother about this strategy. Can somebody be the mother for me? I think that makes sense. And would like flesh them out a little bit, but I don't know that you feel like you have to like.
As long as people are willing to do that for me, then that's great.
Sure.
The thing that I was looking for, by the way, was that under the playing the creature bullets, one of the things is overcome the facilitator's clever challenges. And I sort of, as I'm reading the book, I'm like, everything in this book makes sense except like, where does it say how I do a clever challenge? I mean, do I just have to invent what a clever challenge is? And I get the answer to that is a yes. Right?
I think there's. Oh, where was the? Shit. I'm having the thing where it's like I read a thing that. Oh, here it is. While your fellow players will take on the roles of things that go bump in the night, you will embody a different sort of horror. The threat of the outside world, the bleak light of reason, the invasion of mundanity and logic, and the soft and creeping comfort of a nightmare. So to me, the challenging, clever challenges is like well, this person's a skeptic and they have an excuse for everything. Or this person, is like really into like Ouija boards and stuff and
Yeah.
they think they can control this. Or like they can communicate or whatever, or like I think it's things like
Yeah.
that. I don't think it's like a puzzle room necessarily or anything like that.
I guess the challenge is sort of then is that like, Janine, if your ghoul was trying to haunt me, as a family member, I can use reason and logic to explain the haunting. And then for all those it says here, this is under the heading How to Play the Family, actions. For all these actions, we use theater of the mind and rule of cool instead of dice rolls. You decide how capable this family is and how their actions play out. Feel free to improvise. This game can be played in many different ways. And narrative creativity is what makes it fun and exciting. I guess it's sort of like you have to give a good enough case of why you should get to roll your 3d6 to haunt me.
Mm.
I think the action. I think what that's saying is that the actions that the family takes, you don't roll.
Right.
It's plausible. I think we still, if I say like the doll's head explodes, then I get to roll on that, and then if I succeed, then it's an effect thing, because we're still rolling 3d6, and then if you succeed on that, you get to roll an extra dice to take it away from their resistances or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for all these actions we use theater of mind. So like hiding, moving,
Yeah.
supporting.
Well, that's what I mean is that when you're like, oh, I'm going to try to
Attempting
haunt you, and then I'm like, oh, I have come up with this reason and logic reason to explain why this is happening. And what does that do me besides me saying, like, you've got to then convince me that this is a role for you?
No, I mean, I think this is like for those actions at the start of the turn, right, where you're setting up the thing.
Okay.
Like you don't have to say the daughter rolls to build a fort. Is she successful or not? You can say like she builds a fort. So then for us, it's like, well, how do we deal with a fort? That's my read on it. I guess it's less like it's about like plausibility of storytelling.
Yeah.
I think, and not like you having to worry like, well, does the daughter know how to build a fort? Is it structurally sound? Does she have the materials she needs? Like all that
What's
stuff.
her engineering
We're just not worrying
style?
about that.
It's high. Oh, I spec engineering.
Oh wow. Okay.
God.
Did we want to skip to a relevant part of the game to continue reading?
Yeah, so I feel like we've established at this point, Keith, your intention is to play the family.
Yes.
On the roll 20 here, I've written all of the families like families like goals and stuff, but we can read through their like descriptions on the game itself if we want to do that, just to establish.
To me,
That
it's the
part of it.
family are the ones who are spooky.
Cool.
Portraits certainly.
Yeah.
The glowing eyes and the scratched up tops. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of spooky.
Yeah.
Have you
Why
seen
did they commission these
Hereditary?
portraits?
People are the scary thing.
Do you want me to
I can
sort of-
start with father, then we can just go
Okay.
down. This house haunted. That's absurd. Ghosts are just symptoms of an overactive imagination. Besides, there are much more important things to worry about right now. There are promotions to pursue and new home renovations to finish. The father's move is rational thought, once per game. The father can use his unshakable belief in rational explanations to help another family member. Roll 1d6 and add the resulting number to the resistance track of another family member. And then what you can see here on the bottom of the family is like their HP, essentially. As Janine noted, the like basic sort of creature like move set is you'll try to scare someone, roll 3d6. based on the determination of that, you roll another 1d6 to sort of do like a damage roll against them. Heart has this, I guess. And then based on what that number is how much that you take off, unless,
Yeah.
like the father, you have this sort of like, I'm adding
It's
this
funny. It
1d6.
really is basically just the heart.
I mean,
Like just total by
be doing
chance.
that, you know?
Yeah.
I set this for easy, just because I felt like it. So
Yeah, I've been nerfed. Family's been nerfed. Allie really wanted to make this little girl extremely easy to kill
I guess
or scare to
yeah.
death.
Oh
or
yeah, wow.
whatever.
Why is hers? She's everyone else. Oh well, I guess the son is lower on hard mode.
Oh,
the
I did
same
not
on
realize
everything
that.
I think the idea of it is that the girl is like 7, but the son is like 17, and so
Sure,
he's just
yeah.
harder to kill
Sure.
or harder to scare.
Someone please buff
I keep
Douglas.
saying kill, but it's scare.
Keith, if we get through the first phase and easy seems like way too crazy easy, we can switch to damage roll of like 1d4, and then it'll be
Yeah.
sort of oppositely balanced, but a little
Yeah.
better.
Because
Yeah.
if you strip out the the sort of narrative layers, essentially it is the three of you make a total of 15 3d6 rolls against me,
Yeah.
which is that's a lot.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But
And
you
we have a
have
limited amount of time to succeed at that,
yeah.
and success isn't guaranteed because we're doing a dice roll to see if we even get to make that hit.
So there you go.
Yeah, I like
There
the
you
idea
go.
that we can like bump the number down if it turns out
Yeah,
if we like
there's-
Yeah.
kill dad immediately somehow.
Does anyone want to move on to the mother?
Sure.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, it always happens.
Yeah.
Do you
Always
want to go ahead?
happens. Sure.
Okay.
Keeping up appearances is a challenge, and some people are champions. Never a hair out of place, never a sour look, and not a single crack in the facade can be permitted. What would the neighbors think? She has absolute denial as her power. If you keep things together well enough, no one will ever know. Once per game, the mother, bolded is a spooky way to say that, can ignore one instance of fear entirely. This ability cannot be used if the creature who caused the fear rolled more than 1/6.
All right. I'll read the sun then.
Sure.
Star athlete or future valedictorian, or perhaps a little bit of both. So, what if local legend has it that your new house is a little bit haunted? You don't believe in that stuff anyway. The advantage of youth is that you think you're invincible, or at least you want others to think you're invincible. And his ability is shoddy
Hell yeah.
effects. You've seen worse monsters in your video games. Once per
Gamer.
game, the sun can have the amount of fear caused by a successful roll against him. Never let anyone tell you that gaming doesn't help. It makes it so your ghosts don't affect you.
Yeah, gamer powers because he's played so much Bloodborne.
True.
Hey, monster, I'm only half scared of you. The last one is daughter, the teddy bear toting youngest child and the baby of the family, as spoiled as she is adored. But childhood can be a time of fears and nightmares writ large. So the ability to make yourself small and unnoticed comes in handy. This is the best move. This is extremely wild. Once per game, the daughter can hide to escape from the creatures. To find her again, a creature must roll a 3d6 and get 5 or higher on at least
Wow.
2 dice. This ability
Yeah.
beats even the Spectre's phantasmal
Damn.
motion, which I haven't read, but I assume that means that's a find someone move.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you can move through walls unhindered and find any family member, is what that says.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah.
Sick.
So that's why the daughter's balanced well now, is what we've decided.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we might have to nerf the dot now. But that's a
No,
really
it'll be
good
fine.
move. Okay, yeah, so that's the family. And then there's spooky monsters in this game as well. I think we've set up sort of the mechanic stuff, so we can just sort of jump into who the monsters are and go through a selection of them. But yeah, basically, so when we get to it, the game has 5 phases. In each of the each of the family members takes a turn, each of the creatures takes a turn, and then we kind of go through each parts of the night and just see if we can defeat Keith, basically.
But you can't.
um, so yeah, does anyone have dibs on any creatures to start?
I have very strong feelings about Haunted Doll.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Unless someone else also has strong feelings about Haunted Doll.
No.
Okay, I'll go with Haunted Doll.
Perfect. Do you want to read through Haunted Doll and then answer some of the questions we have here?
Yeah. I think it's just the one question, right?
Yeah.
The why are you here?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so who are you? A chaotic spirit trapped in a physical object. You are trapped in the body of a harmless little doll, left to yourself with nothing to do other than to think your awful thoughts. There is a lot of pent-up energy stuck in this dusty porcelain. Luckily, you have found a new target. And the doll's ability is false sense of security. You are just a sweet little dolly. Add an extra 1d6 to your pool whenever you attack a family member for the first time, which is pretty good. And why are you here? You were free once long ago. Now you lurk behind a painted face. I think for this, I want to pick C. A clueless mother brought you home from a strange store to her family's dismay.
Hey, I'm that clueless mother.
Listen, sometimes you go antiquing and you make bad choices.
Yeah.
It happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Did you have any sort of preference, Allie?
Not really. Let me go through these and.
I'm still kind of narrowing mine down.
Okay.
But I can talk through it a little.
Sure.
I was looking at the creature in the walls.
Oh, sure.
One, because it's a cool concept, but also because that is a genre of horror movie that I really like. And then also the specter was cool, just because I was like, we should have a ghost.
Oh, sure.
But I think just saying it made me want to do the thing on the wall, so I'm gonna read that. Who are you? A twisted being who lives in the walls of the house, crawling through hidden spaces. You live your life between rats and gurgling pipes, watching with interest through cracks and holes as the other beings here wander around. But what is this? It seems some new entertainment has entered. And for why are you here? Deciding between two now. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's
take
very thrilling audio. I think I'm gonna go with the last one. You woke from your slumber in the earth. A house is now here. And then the ability is omnipresence. You know every corner of this house, every hidden shortcut. 2 times a night, you can choose to scare 2 different family members in a single round.
Wow.
Nice.
That's not bad. Okay, so the remaining creatures are the Hellhound, the Demon, the Spectre, and the Poltergeist. Oh boy.
Worth saying all the art for these kicks ass.
Yeah, the art's really good. The colors are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really nice, consistent coloring through the whole book.
It's, very well designed. Shout out to John and Anna. Sorry, I'm just looking at the abilities.
Yeah, no
make sure I
worries.
can make
Yeah.
the right choice.
I have to find a doll name, so I appreciate the time. It's important.
I think I'm gonna go Demon.
Hell yeah.
I'm feeling demon tonight. Who are you? An inhuman presence, dark, malevolent, and not from this realm. Partially visible, you work through frightening visions and afflictions. And you are so terribly hungry. No human has been here in years, but that has just changed. And my ability will be possession. Your wicked will takes hold of a malleable mind. Once per night, you can force a family member to aid you. This is 2 times as effective as any other aid. Add 2d6 to your pool.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad. Why are you here? You do not belong to this world, but to some other darker realm. Ooh.
That's like, oh, I made that too big. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, jeez.
I'm going to say I'm here because I am contained to this house by holy measures.
Hell yeah.
That was a...
Some priest did a half-assed job, left my house all haunted.
I just went to the Roll20 and saw the doll name.
Yeah.
Great.
It's a really good.
I feel like we don't all necessarily need names unless we want them, but
Sure.
my vibe is specifically like a weird doll that like I think like the mom was like, oh, I saw that on my fucking what's the website when people like I saw that on a restoration YouTube. Those dolls are worth a lot of money if you clean them up. It's a vintage 1919 baby pearl doll. You know?
True.
I also have a look for the doll. There's a specific kind of doll, or doll material called composite or composition, because porcelain was kind of expensive. So the sort of like Edwardian / 1920s 1930s classic baby doll with a really shiny face, before plastic became more like popular and available and like affordable, you would get composition dolls, which are made of like sawdust and glue shined up real nice. And
I
if
like
you
how they make
Google-
IKEA tables.
Kinda, yeah. So if you Google, well, I Googled like composition baby doll or whatever. But there's a specific screenshot from antiquechild.com. It's called
Sure.
Composition Baby Face Before Restoration. And I'm just gonna copy this and I'm gonna put this in I guess just in the schedule chat.
Antique child.
Wow, very real.
Whoa. That's genuinely got me.
Oh my god. Okay.
Feeling you can see like you can kind of see the wood underneath, right? Like the sawdusty gluey stuff, and then there's like a layer of like
Yeah.
paint and shit on top. So I imagine this is kind of my vibe, but like with a cloth body and then some limbs that are held on really loosely by twine at the like joints. It's like very floppy, and then maybe like a plaid dress and apron that looks really homemade and was probably made like for the doll in the 30s or something like that, out of like scraps, selling scraps.
So I'm just
No shoes. No, wait, one shoe.
one shoe. Smart socks, stockings.
Shit. No, but you can see the like discoloration on the feet where the socks were
Okay, sure.
because of like sunlight and whatever UV damage.
I'm just watching everyone in the chat react to the like full size image that is on their YouTube now.
Now they know how I felt. And you get to scream.
Good.
I don't see what the big deal is. It almost has a complete face.
True. Demons have names, right? But they have like bizarro names. I don't know that I have a demon name in me tonight.
Stars. A lot of demons just have names that are stars.
Sure.
Beetlejuice, for example, is a thing. That's astrology, astronomy.
Yeah, I think my third mood is in Beetlejuice.
You gotta spell it the real way.
Showing up.
with a G.
Mm.
And the E's are in different spots. And I think
Yeah.
there's one less of them, or
There is one
no,
fewer E.
I think there's actually because one of the E's gets moved I think
I
it's
think
the
one
same
gets-
number of E's.
One
But it's
gets
just they're
dropped
moved
and one
around.
gets moved. I think it's BETEL instead of BETLE.
That's how Guays.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, BETEL GEUSE. GEUSE.
I'm just gonna create a.
I don't name yourself Beetlejuice.
No.
We'll get sued.
No.
Actually, we might not, but who knows?
You can't copyright the name of a star.
That's true.
The 10th brightest star in the night sky, and after Rigel, the second brightest star in the constellation of Orion.
Sorry, I'm just setting up a setbacks area so we know what they are, and they're written in front of us.
Oh, we didn't clap.
Oh, we're fine.
Okay, well. Never mind.
Yeah, that was a conspiracy to waste time.
We're live.
This whole time
it's
we've just been
fine.
clapping because it gives you a sense of power.
Is that, yeah, I guess that's it. If a demon name comes to me, if I feel out this demon, and an hour into this, I'm like, I'm smorgasbord or whatever, then that'll happen. But,
Now, that,
Oh, are you sure you
now
didn't
that's a
find the
haunted
name?
IKEA product.
I think unless anybody has like rules. Oh, well, we have to go through the whole making of the house
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've set up who we are. Back to the game. This is our home. You never know what you'll find in this in an old house, and those who care to go looking around in this very particular building had best do so in daylight. Recently sold to a bright young family, it is a home of to many sinister secrets. Go around in the group, answer the questions below together, and establish a few facts about the house. Optionally, you can spend time to draw out a map of the house together. Make yourself at home in these old walls. So the first question is, what kind of house is it?
We've got. Should we go through the like preset ones they've got?
Oh,
here?
sure. So our options here are a suburban home, cramped townhouse, sprawling estate, small cottage, or dusty manor, or something else.
If we've got anything not on here.
Well, where I live, there are a lot of suburban homes. I grew up in suburban homes. That's what I know, and I also think that's where a lot of haunted house movies take place, in suburban homes.
Yeah.
I have a minor vote for suburban homes based on, familiarity in real life and in genre.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I personally believe that the suburbs are one of the scariest things in existence. So I'm fine with that.
I think it also sort of fits the vibe that I think I'm like interested in this, of like the neighborhood house, instead of doing like a dusty manor where it's like this big mansion, or like
Yeah.
a cottage that's like in the middle of the woods.
It could
or
be
whatever.
like one of those like post-war suburban homes that like popped up, so it's still maybe feel like has a bit of oldness to it. It's not like completely brand new, because that might be a little weird, but I have a really strong suggestion for what is wrong here.
Sure.
If we're happy with suburban home.
Yeah, I think the vote is set.
So I am very interested in built with cursed materials for a really specific reason. Um,
The
My
house is made of doll.
yes, the house is made of doll. It's made of doll meat. Um,
Ugh.
no, so this is like a thing. My grandmother, at one point where she lived, they like tore up an old railroad, and they were giving away the railway ties, like the wood that goes between the rails.
What?
And she built a bunch of garden beds out of it. And I vaguely remember, because I was quite little when this happened, because I don't even remember what the garden was like before those. But I remember the conversation among the family at the time was very much like, do you think it's a good idea to grow vegetables between railway ties that have been soaked in God knows what for like 100 years? And everyone kind of agreed that no, it was maybe not a good idea, but they did it anyway.
Sure.
And I kind of like the idea of just like reclaimed industrial materials, especially like 19th century or turn of the century industrial materials that have a lot of baggage in terms of like bad shit that's happened on or around them for sure, being used to build this like wave of suburban homes in the like 50s.
Hell yeah, I'm down with that.
I'm
I like
with
that.
it.
There's like 9 other cursed houses around here.
It's a bad street.
It's a
Yeah.
Chris cul-de-sac.
Called a suck.
Got him.
Wow.
So, name one feature is the last one. We've got peeling wallpaper, overgrown yard, secret crawl spaces, many windows, winding staircase, or something else. Does anybody have anything they're leaning towards?
You know?
I'm not buying a house that's got peeling wallpaper.
This
not up
isn't
for
a
that
fixer-upper for
project
you
right now.
Yeah. Okay. You were like, I really just want a locky house. I'm not dealing with the
Yeah.
upkeep. I just want to move in.
Yeah. Give me a few. I want a house with a few years before I've got to start maintaining. You know?
I have a question. Are the windows many from both sides or just many on the interior or exterior?
You mean like, are they real windows?
I mean, like, if you're inside and you're in front of a window, it's like, I can see outside, but then you go outside, it's like, where was that window I was just looking at? I don't know.
Oh.
That feels like a haunted mansion thing, though.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah,
feel
to me it's just like this was like not very well designed. Like there's just obviously too many windows and it makes the house look weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a
Also, or something else.
I feel like as like a demon creature here, I'm leaning towards crawl spaces. It seems like a clear win for us. I there's something about winding staircase that isn't like passing the vibe check for me. I don't know what
It also
is.
feels Dusty Manor, right? Or
Yeah,
Spawn,
yeah.
I will say one of my free actions is to hide, so secret crawl spaces might not be that big of a win for you.
Oh, true. Well, yeah, this is gonna even the vibe.
I mean, you'll get to hide no matter what. If we take away crawl spaces, you still get to hide,
Right.
Yeah.
right? Like, we still have to defeat you in the same way.
This is a feature that doesn't exactly fit, but one thing that I always thought was really creepy about my grandparents' house, which is really stupid big, is that they had murder tunnels. This is how it was told to me. Sorry, it's not as big of a deal as it sounds, but this house was built in like the mid 1800s. And it's a big house, and it was sort of just like, yeah, someone might come and like rob you with a gun or whatever. And now we have like cops that you call, I guess, or you'd deal with this some other way. But the way that they used to deal with it is that they just had like weird cabinets that actually were tunnels to other rooms in the house in case there were home invaders trying to like kidnap and ransom your child.
Yeah.
So that's what I think of when I hear secret crawl spaces. I think of the the cabinet in the library that actually is a tunnel to the computer room.
I love this thing of like, what if I was a Red Dead Redemption NPC and I just needed I needed a way out, whatever, just in case.
Now that I'm thinking about it, there were a lot of like weird little doors in the walls of my grandmother's house. She lived in like a sort of late Victorian townhouse and had a bat problem, I remember, because the bats got into the like weird there was like a cellar, but then there was like a weird slanted ceiling part in the basement with like a hatch on it that was like connected to the cellar in some way that might have had something to do with coal at some point, and then like weird spaces under the stairs and all kinds of weird bullshit. Also, just legit crawl spaces under houses creep me out. Just like when you have like a half floor with like a little, and you have to get on your hands and knees under there to get out your Christmas tree or whatever the fuck. Ugh.
Oof.
Mm.
So it seems like we're leaning crawl spaces.
Yeah.
With that
I have one
evidence.
more in the house that I grew up in the basement. It wasn't a finished basement. It was just sort of like the concrete foundation. And the way that it was built, you go outside down the steps in the carport, and half of the foundation was easily accessible, and there were lights, and we used it for storage. But then the other half, there were like these concrete like half walls that they were like 4 feet tall, and the ceiling also came down a little bit, and you literally couldn't see what was on the other side of those half walls. It was just the rest of the foundation, but the light didn't reach there. And so growing up, it was always terrifying going down into the basement, because half of the basement was like not really accessible, but you couldn't see into it, and it was terrifying to look into the darkness of the second half of the foundation.
Hate that.
Yeah. No, don't love it. Houses are scary, I think. Actually, just like
Yeah, houses are really scary.
Yeah.
All right.
In my young memory of this, it is the darkest dark that ever is looking into the other half of the foundation to be like, why can't I? It didn't make sense. I was like, why doesn't the light that's right here and is bright go over there enough for me to see in there? Why is it so dark?
We might be able to answer that tonight.
Yeah.
It was the haunted doll.
Yeah. I guess so. We should establish some things about the house more in this section. Like, I feel like I really want to know how many floors there are, for instance, before we don't have to like draw out a blueprint unless we're like down to do that. But like house.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yes or no to attic and basement?
I'm down.
Sure.
Like attic being separate from like when you say attic, you mean in addition to there being like a floor with like bedrooms and shit on it, or is this like a 3-story thing where it's like basement, 1 floor, and then the attic?
Oh.
That's
I was
kinda,
thinking basement, first and second floor, attic.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I pictured when you said
Yeah.
that too. Just wanted to be clear.
Yeah, that works. That's a house.
Sataka says, play to find out why Keith's grandparents' basement is so dark. That was actually my basement. My grandparents' basement was scary for other reasons, and it was because it was filled with really weird stuff, and because there was this blue door that my cousins told me that they went in there and they thought it was haunted in there. And it's been 30 years. I've never been behind that blue door.
Wow.
You should do it.
Yeah.
What
probably just
Patreon tier
brooms.
do we get for Keith to go through the blue door?
If you want to hear the most haunted thing that I know in my life, though, you can go and watch the season. You can watch. I would say probably Silent Hill 4, The Room. We recorded the last part of that in the barn that was on our property, and the barn is extremely scary. And there's a horrible chair upstairs, and there's a weird murder closet. so you can hear about that on Run Button.
Sure.
It's a pit. There's a pit. You can go to the second floor of the barn, and there's a pit looking down on, like, there's a pillow down there, and then a bunch of straw, and you can see it from the second floor. But if you go down to the first floor, there's no, like, door to it. Like,
Oh my god!
there's
So
no.
it's just like there's a wall covering whatever that area is, and there's
Yes,
no
yes. But if you
access
go to the second
from-
floor, you could look down and see, like, a pillow. It's like a 10,
wow.
15-foot drop to, like, a pillow, a blanket, and a bunch of straw.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking weird. It is in a room with a chair that is a solitary chair is the only thing, in a window, and the light shines perfectly in on this dusty, horrible chair that has been there since my dad was a kid. No one's moved it ever.
They burned that thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
I think they already knocked it down. So it's whoever's problem is whoever built all these stupid fucking condos that are covering the place where I grew up now. It's whoever is in that condo's problem.
Should have done a haunted condo.
Hey, well, they're condos, but they're basically the exact thing that you were describing, except they were just built instead of built in the 50s. They're single family condos for old people. It's my grandparents owned a lot of land, and instead of doing anything useful for it, the people who bought it decided to build a 60 plus community for extremely rich people in shoddily built houses. So.
It happens.
Yeah. But it's the only thing worse than one rich guy owning a bunch of forest is that now it's all gone and there's poorly built condos for rich old people. Less rich old people.
Fair. Any other strong house feelings? Anyone out there like, I need this house to have an office for some reason? Or do we just want to come to that organically?
I feel like we
You're
can be a
right.
little
Okay,
flexible with that.
In that case,
It's not an office, it's called a study,
my bad.
and I do have one. So yeah, there's a study.
Okay, before we start playing in earnest, let's just go over the haunting phases real quick, and then the phase rules. I can work through this. But yeah, so we have these 5 turns essentially. With all the pieces in place, the time has now come to reclaim your space and drive the family out. Here's a quick overview of the general gameplay. The haunting is a series of scenes taking over the course of a single night, divided into 5 distinct phases. So we have dusk. The last dying light of the sun falls upon the house. The shadows grow long and the creatures awaken. Nightfall. Darkness shrouds the house and cuts it off from the world. Midnight. The dead of night is upon you. Devil's hour, which is true. This is true. 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. True evil is unleashed. The long
I do that hour every day.
yeah, I bet
Every day I do Devil's Hour.
it's tough out there. The long gray hours of the night between midnight and the morning. The long gray hours between midnight and morning, sending screams echoing through these old hallways. And then we
I call it Satan 60.
yeah, true.
That sounds like a kind of like that shit you get at a smoke shop that's not illegal yet. And the name for it changes every 5 years.
Yeah, we got some
Oh my
Satan
God.
60.
True.
Yeah, it's called something like Satan 60, but what it actually is it gets you less high than marijuana does. That's what it
Yeah, and they
does.
steep it out of old railway ties like tea. Anyway.
Then we
It's
do
carbonated and
that.
it's called Beelzebubly.
And then we have dawn. Sunlight breaks across the horizon, and the long night turns towards its end. And hopefully, or maybe not hopefully, our family will survive until then. We did like
I
sort of.
hope so.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see who people are rooting for at the end of this. And then just the basic phase rules. We've spoken about this a little bit, but a creature can either scare a family member or aid another creature. I think the or is important there, which is like if you aid someone, you're essentially giving up your turn for that phase. Then we have our scare roll, which is a creature rolls 3d6 plus any additional that they get from their move. On a successful roll, your fear die, 1d6, which is the damage roll we mentioned. The number gets subtracted from the scared family's resistance, and that 10, 10, 10, 8 number is what the family's resistance is. Aid, again, is we add a d6 to the creature's dice pool. Every creature gets a turn, every family member gets a turn, and then we go to the next phase. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go, go, go. Keith,
Hi.
what's going on with this family?
Well, it's dusk.
True.
It's dusk. I think so. Nothing spooky's happened yet. Presumably, I've been here for a while, and
Brought home a doll.
There's been some brought home a doll.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some signs, obviously, that this is not. We're stressed, but right now we're sitting down for a family dinner all together. It's Taco Saturday.
Ooh.
There was no other better day to do it on.
Yeah, tacos take a long time to do, and you have to make all the sides and all the stuff you put in there. You don't always want to do that on Tuesday.
No, or whatever other day you might say.
True. I guess that's the one thing. Like, how long do you think that you've lived here so far?
I'm gonna say we're in the months phase. Or I'm gonna maybe like 4 months.
Wow. Okay. So for the demons, or not specifically demons, I should say creatures, I guess.
Right.
It's fine.
Demons, always assuming every ghoul's a demon.
You know? With the creatures, do we feel like on our end we've been aware of this the whole 4 months, and this is just the time that we're like really making the strike? Have we been making like smaller moves?
I won't say who. I have guesses. Like if I had to guess someone that has not haunted me yet, I would say that it is Sylvi's character who at some point is waking up. I don't know if that's already happened or not. That's sort of like that's sort of the plausible thing to me is like if someone hasn't noticed, it's gonna be Sylvi.
I think there's also part of they mentioned that like the creature who lives in the walls is like observing them for a period of time before that. So I think they might have been watching them for a bit, but not doing anything active. Yeah.
How many of us have seen Poltergeist?
Yeah, I've seen Poltergeist.
I haven't.
No.
So one of the like the key things about Poltergeist to me was always like how harmless the haunting seemed at first, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And there's like this really steady escalation until all of a sudden, like the people in the house realize what the viewer has known the whole time, which is that, this is dangerous. This isn't just like bad or annoying. It's like actually we're in danger. And so I think that we're in that, to this point, in that early level of like something like the salt fell off the table again. Like, well, that sucks and it's weird, but we're all fine. So I think that's the sort of the level, the you know, how cats play with their food to death. They just like will bat around a mouse until it slowly dies. I think we're in that phase where the cat has like not really hurt the mouse yet, but is sort of tapping at it with his paw.
I wonder if this is a thing where the demon has been kind of like messing with people, but the thing in the walls has been asleep and the baby doll has only just shown up. And then it's a thing of like, oh, suddenly the demon isn't alone at this anymore, or like,
Oh,
the
right,
demon senses like, oh, there's this other thing now, and then the thing in the walls can also be like, oh, this is the moment, like we got to do it tonight, like it's that kind of. Suddenly there are three of us aware, and like
Right.
let's go.
Now, as the demon, Allie, is there like a competitiveness to that, to being like, oh, there's like another thing haunting like my turf, or is
Don't
this
listen, he's trying to
just
divide and
like,
conquer. He's trying to set us against each other.
I mean, I guess that's an interesting question, because with the establishment of the why of the demon, like, this is my house. Like, I've been contained here. I can't go. All I can do is be in this house and get people out of it.
right? There's the sleeping one, but who cares?
Right. But I don't think that I mind having a little bit of, like, a community here of, I think of like years and years and years of being like, damn, another family's here. I gotta get these people out of here because I fucking hate them. To be like, oh, there's this cool haunted doll. It's like a different vibe, and it's like maybe welcome to be like, yeah, I can have some roommates.
Okay, so this is a oh, I'm not alone anymore.
Yeah.
This could be nice.
Yeah, well, for a little while. We'll see how territorial the demon ends up being in the span of, their life. But
what about the doll? Is the doll like conscious yet? Like haunting yet? Does the doll have to wake up, or is the doll like, someone better buy me off of this store so I can wreak some havoc?
I think the doll is always awake. I think that's the curse of being the doll, is that you are always conscious for your entire life, trapped in this doll body.
Mhm.
Every second is a minute, every minute is an hour.
I would haunt the fuck out of some normies if I was awake all day every day.
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, she's probably spent the last few years getting picked up by people and being like, and they're all like, ew, this is so creepy. Ugh, it's all broken. Why don't they just throw it in the garbage?
Oh, yeah. You have
And now someone
some-
finally bought her, but is like, okay, it's fine. I'll just dip it in paint thinner for a week and then sand it all off and start fresh. And like, that's
This is a
not nice
DIY
either.
project for the mom.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm
totally.
gonna clean this up and give it to my daughter, or keep it
Yeah.
on a shelf. My grandparents had all these old dolls, kind of all over the place. There's one in the bathroom. They had to have been really expensive, or maybe dolls just aren't as expensive as I think they are. But they looked like well-made dolls, and they were wearing extremely ornate dresses.
Yeah, you're basically describing like Ashton Drake dolls and stuff, right? This is collectible.
Ashton Drake dolls.
This collectible doll. It's a whole. My grandma.
No, these are not baby dolls. These are dolls of like little girls.
Yeah,
Of the-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is more like this. It's more like this, but not quite. They look older than this. I mean, these dolls have been here for decades. But it is sort of an older style of dress than that, and also older dolls than those are.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Carter says Keith's grandparents seem to be the most haunted people. I think that old people. I think that there's a line that you can cross between just like normal behavior of 80-year-old people and stuff that seems haunted.
Oh, sure.
And if you have a big house and you have a lot of haunted shit to fill it with, yeah, I wish I knew exactly what kind of dolls these were. These look friendlier. I think that these dolls were like from the 50s. Like, I think these are dolls, like fancy dolls from the 50s. Anyway,
I didn't want to interrupt during the doll figuring. People in chat kind of freaked out because they heard a weird noise. I forgot to close my line client. And I also didn't have it on mute like I usually do. So there was a tiny...
I was wondering, we're like, what's that doll sound?
There was a tiny voice that went, line. And that's what line notifications sound like. No more
Perfect.
of that tonight. I don't think, unless Keith adds it to his fucking...
unless they
soundboard.
add it.
Yeah. Um.
So do we want to like establish what the family is doing at dusk and then start making moves?
Taco Saturday.
Right. Taco
We're all
Saturday.
together,
We were at
same
Taco
room.
Saturday, dining table.
Talking about their day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talking. Taco-ing.
Taco. Yeah, that's what you do. You catch up on the week. You do a
They only
Taco
talk when they're eating
Tuesday
tacos.
where you eat
Dinner is
tacos and
silent
talk about your
otherwise.
week.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's why it's the other reason why it has to be Saturday and not some other day.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Can't
Okay.
be Sunday because that's the Sabbath. No talking. Or tacos.
Yeah.
Or they're Jewish and it is the Sabbath, but they're just not very religious.
Yeah. Or
So-
Seventh-day Adventists, I think. Anyway, yeah. Sorry.
So we're establishing during this phase, all of the family is going to be in this room, at least for right now. I guess you have individual moves, so if somebody goes somewhere else, that's fine, but everybody is here.
Yeah, strategically everyone is there in that room together.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we could
I
just
have an idea. I don't know if anyone else has an idea for a move. I have an idea for a move that might be a good gentle ease in.
Yeah.
I, as baby Pearl, the haunted ass doll, somehow I've ended up on the
Sorry.
somehow I've ended up on. No one has noticed this, and it's a mystery. Somehow I've ended up on the floor under the dining table. And I am going to. I want to like. Hang on. What are actual move ass moves? For this.
I think it's just that
haunted ass
3d6,
doll.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just making sure that it's scaring. Okay. So the thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scare the mom by being under the table mysteriously and grabbing her ankle.
Ooh.
And because it's my first time attacking the mom, it is 46. It is a roll of 46.
Ooh, is that your move?
Yeah. First time I go after someone, I get a little bonus, a little cherry on top.
Oof.
Go by the best one.
Yeah, so the way that it works is
Yeah.
that you roll a dice pool and you go by whatever's highest. You ignore everything else, unless except for the special moves where if you get 2 6s or 3 6s.
That's
the-
fun. That's a fun twist.
Yeah. The chart that we have here is 1 to 2. You fail in your attempt to cause fear and suffer a major setback. 3 to 4, you succeed to cause fear. You succeed and to cause fear, but suffer a minor setback. 5 and 6, which is what you got, is you succeed in causing fear. And then the 6-6 move is you succeeded and the result of your fear die is doubled. And then 666 is you are terror incarnate. Your target loses all of its will to remain and is removed from the game.
That's
So.
fun. I mean, the odds of rolling 3 6s are so overwhelming that you really got to do.
Yeah.
I think it's a really nice touch.
So that was a
I'll
success.
roll my-
Yeah, you roll your
roll my,
1d6 here.
Damage, fear die.
Fear damage.
2.
2. Just a little. Just a little fear for the mother. Okay, is this a grab or is this a brush? Or like
I mean, if it were another character, I think my answer would be different. But the mother's whole thing is being kind of like denial, right? Like, kind of just keep it together. Just it's all fine, whatever. Don't worry about it. So if it was the son or daughter, it might be harder to be like, well, it's a grab, but it was only 2. But I think in this case, it could be maybe like a grab, and then it's like, oh, I left the doll, like some sort of.
I could even I could even intentionally not look and just be like, it was the cat. It was the cat.
That sounds like the move, though. Maybe. Is that the move?
The move? Well,
Doing that,
only if
wouldn't
I
that be
didn't
the-
take the damage.
Yeah.
I could know because it's a hand, it's a little hand, right? It's like knowing that it's not the cat, but saying at least in your head, it's it
Yeah,
must have been the
totally,
cat.
Totally.
Meanwhile, I've gone down from 10 to 8 fear track.
Because it was a tiny little
Tiny little
gross
wooden
hand.
hand.
Ugh.
It's sawdust and glue, technically. I don't know if that counts as wood.
Sawdust is the dust of wood.
Yeah, it's wood composite.
That's like saying that dust in your house is skin, though. You don't say, oh, there's some skin on the TV, wipe it off.
I
It's
do say
implied.
that. I say that because it's gross, and I think it's funny to be gross. Cards on the table.
Too. We have them in common. All right, who's next?
Yeah, if we don't want to just go around here, I feel like the turn order is gonna be weird here unless like Keith feels really compelled to be like the mother gets up and starts washing the dishes or whatever, right? But I'm willing to keep scaring. I think I have a good idea, which is I don't know if I can do this as a demon. Wait a minute, I was gonna have like the lights flicker. Do demons
You can
have
do that.
like
I don't know.
electrolysis powers? I guess I should.
Electrolysis
do it.
is the one where you get the hair zapped so the hair's not on you anymore. It's different.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, that's
Electrolysis is permanent hair
Oh.
removal.
need me an electrolysis demon, honestly.
Laser's fine. I don't know. Take
Yeah.
longer.
Anyway, yeah, I think in this moment of tension already.
Who are you fearing? Who are you specifically?
Oh, I guess this might be. This is probably targeted to the father.
Okay.
I guess we'll see how well the role does, and then we can see how it like affects. Because I feel like it'd either be the thing of like, well, the friggin' light, yada yada, or it could be like, you know, like.
These gosh darn lights.
Or it could be a thing of like, you know, we'll see. It could be more scarier than that. So I'm gonna roll my 3d6. That's a 4. You succeed and cause fear, but suffer a minor setback. Uh-oh. Okay. So this.
You got 3 4s. That should also be special.
No. The minor setback options are you take -1 to the result of your next roll. You can't accept aid on your next roll, or next time you cause fear, your result is halved. Damn,
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a big time setback.
that is a big time set. But I think all of these are pretty big time set. You take -1 to the result of your next roll. Like that's pretty.
Oh sure.
The major ones are a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I get to decide this because I'm the facilitator.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna say this is a pretty. I think this is a minor attempt. This is like not like you're not really trying to, like you didn't just pop up in front of me and go boogity boogity.
True. Yeah. This is a very passive. Scary.
What would it look like for the demon to not be able to accept aid on the next roll? Is this like is it like an embarrassment thing, like a pride thing of like I couldn't really get it done perfect, and all I was doing was flickering the lights. The doll's here, you know, she's new, she saw.
Yeah, I guess the doll really got a win over me here. Yeah, I think that works either of just being like, damn, I really, this was my opportunity to make a first impression. I fucked that up. But also being like, okay, I have to really be in the game here. And like, I'm acting separately from the other two on my next action. I've
Okay, yeah.
retreated into my like demonic basement or wherever the fuck my own base is. And-
We got two gamers on in this game, I see.
The kid's the son's a gamer, and the demon also goes and plays on his PS3 sometimes. Like, why is my save getting fucked up? It's haunted. That's why you
Haunted
didn't get to
saves.
complete that level.
Who beat Knights of the Round Table for me?
It keeps deleting my Doom save. Demons hate Doom because you kill demons in Doom.
True. That
Yeah.
is true.
Okay, I think I have a scare.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
We're
that at
ready to
this
move
point,
on.
at
Oh,
this
go ahead.
point, I think we're the lights. Oh, Allie didn't do your fear damage roll to the father.
Oh, I succeed because fear. Okay, that's right.
Yes.
Roll 1d6. Nice catch. Jesus.
Nice.
What was
Okay,
that?
worth it, right?
Oh, holy moly. Okay. So,
He's very concerned about the electricity.
yeah.
That could be expensive.
Okay, so this is what this is. This is like dinner's ending. Like I'm getting up to start clearing my dishes, and the lights go off like as I'm like moving out of the chair, and the lights go off at the exact right moment to like actually mess up my balance, and I like drop like a plate, and it's like and it's like I drop the plate or in the fork, and there's like a big loud noise, and like in the way that someone walking up to you and you don't hear them because you have headphones in can like actually startle you. This is like as actually startling.
Oh, sure. Yeah, my
uh,
suggestion was like maybe if you like look up at that light in the moment you see like a demon face or like like a weird symbol and you're like, damn.
like an after image, like when you stare at the light
Yeah.
and then when you blink you see. Okay.
Yeah. And the afterward says, get out.
Well, the dad's half dead.
Yeah, we might be switching to 1d4s in a minute, but we'll see how. I mean, that's yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
If it starts going even worse, or if it continues at this clip, we'll just pretend that it was at medium the whole time.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we'll give you like a healing ground in between midnight and Devil's Hours. We can find some haunts for you to go to. You can figure out which resources you can trade. Okay, that's all the creature turns for this round. So do you have like specific?
Hold
Not
on.
quite all.
Oh, sorry.
I know I'm in the walls, but come on now.
Wow. The demon really does not respect the creature on the walls. No one else here can scare, so
I'm actually very glad that you mentioned like I'm assuming the thing with the plate dropping and stuff still happens.
yeah.
Even though, yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna go and scare the sun. I think just kind of spread it out. And I think what happened is like, just to like talk about this, I think like a piece of like some food or something just like rolled like somewhere in the kitchen, and like the kid looks over at it and sees like a spindly arm pop out of the floorboard really quick and grab the piece of food. And then if he
You have
comes
to
over,
say what
I'm
the
like,
food is.
what's
Is
in
it
the
a
tacos?
taco? Is
Keith?
it a whole taco? Or
What's the filling? What's in the filling?
This is American family taco night. This is ground beef with powdered taco seasoning in hard shell corn tortillas,
Okay,
shredded lettuce, shitty tomatoes,
nice tomato, yeah.
Exactly what I was picturing, honestly.
bad,
I think it's
bad
just
hot
like
sauce, and the dad has sour cream and no one else does.
it's like a clump of the ground beef that got some sour cream on it.
Okay.
Oh, is there like a streak of sour cream on the floor now?
Yeah, it
Because-
like drags down to like the little like the floorboard that opened up for a second there. So I'm gonna roll my dice and see how this works. That's 3 6s. I killed the kid.
Oh my
Whoa!
god!
Wow. okay, so that's not even a balance thing. Balancing it would not have changed that at all. That's just pure luck.
Okay. All right, here it is. Sorry. Everybody get ready.
What?
He goes to college
What was
early.
that?
Oh
my god! Oh my god!
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
I was trying to go so mild with it too.
There's something in the walls. I'm going to Jonah's.
This is what happens when you store up all your haunting energy for a few decades and then unleash it in one fistful of beef and sour cream.
Oh, that kid is never going to eat a taco ever again. Oh my god. So I don't need to roll damage on that.
Oh.
Incredible. I'm terror incarnate, you guys.
Jesus.
I love this for you.
Thank you. Oh my god. Okay, I need a sec. Someone else go.
Well, it's night now, right?
It was I mean, you still have turns in this phase if you want to do the phases. And I was gonna suggest a mid-phase break, but if you want to think through what your actions are gonna be, take the break now. That's
Sure. So I guess the way that we're interpreting it, I guess the last turn would be the daughter's turn, and I think there's got to be there's some confusion about what happened with the son. He said there was someone in the walls, and I think that's got to mean something to everyone at this point. Like, I think that the straw breaking the camel's back for the son is sort of like everyone goes, oh, yeah, there's something wrong with the house is haunted. Like, okay, number one, ghosts or whatever are real and they're here and they're actually here, and we have to figure out what we're doing. The daughter goes to hide. I'm hiding the daughter immediately. Once per game, the daughter can hide to escape from the creatures. To find her again, a creature must roll 3d6 and get a 5 or higher on at least 2 of the dice. She's hiding straight away. And I think that is my final move for this phase.
I like that. I think that makes sense. Okay, so let's take a short.
She's gonna go to the crawl spaces and
okay.
move around.
Let's take a short mid-phase break, and then we'll come back to Nightfall with three remaining.
I like my gamer skull here. Who did that?
I did. I'm glad everyone likes it.
Really good.
So good. Is that his fucking Xbox avatar?
Yeah.
I
That
literally
would
do
be a
have
pretty
that
good
avatar.
Xbox avatar.
on
My Xbox
my
avatar is a
PlayStation.
skull.
Okay. Be right back, everybody. Hi everybody, we're back. We're in we're in phase 2. This is nightfall. Darkness shrouds the house and cuts it off from the world. Our family right now is dear father is at 5 HP. The mother is at 8 HP. The son has gone to a friend's house because he's not fucking dealing with this shit anymore. And the daughter, full HP. I guess I'm just gonna write 8 here so everybody knows. Full HP, and is currently hiding, and we need a successful roll to go find her. So the daughter's in a great place at the moment. This is post taco dinner. Dishes have been brought to the sink. Sour cream has presumably been wiped up from the floor, but who knows?
Cat's licking it up.
Ooh, was that good for cat? I guess sour cream. That's probably fine.
In dairy is not great for cats, but in a small enough amount, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about volume.
Yeah. Unless it's onions and garlic, not about volume. Just don't give that to your cats.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
The active setbacks that we're going to have for this phase is that I am not going to be able to accept aid. And with that established, what's going on with our family?
Well, I think that they are in the study together. Not the daughter, she's hiding, but mother and father are in the study. And I think that they're in the middle of rationalizing what happened. I think that they're maybe even like upset with their son for running out on family dinner. That's not okay. I don't care if you saw a monster. If you thought you saw a monster, you clear your plate after dinner. If I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. And I think that they're content to let the daughter be wherever she is,
Is this maybe not to step on your toes, but is this like maybe they put the daughter to bed and she was like defense mode?
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. Like a kid's movie, like montage of like putting on your spy gloves and you've got your comms thing and you've got your like walkie-talkie set to your neighbor best friend, your neighbor / best friend's frequency. Be like, ghosts are out. I'm going underground.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Because the next phase is midnight, I think it makes sense at this point for the father and mother to be like, okay, we're going to put the daughter to bed. We're not going to worry about her. Let's kind of regroup and
yeah.
calm
And I
her.
think they're focusing on the reality of what the son did and less on of what he said was true, in order to sort of not acknowledge it.
Oh, the sort of like back and forth of like, well, maybe he doesn't like tacos.
Yes, yeah. Or, he's been staying up late playing those games.
Oh, those
He's
games are
staying back
putting
getting his
things in his
sleep.
head.
He's got God knows how many hours of homework every afternoon. He's got what season is it?
What season is it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's a great question. Fall, I guess.
Football practice.
True.
And he's coming home and he's doing God knows how many hours of homework, and then he stays up till 2-3 a.m. The devil's hour, playing these games. We are setting screen limits.
Yeah.
Parents.
Are we establishing here that the father and mother are still like together at this point? They're in like the same room at the start of the phase.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Maybe that changes, but
yeah, maybe it changes, but
Okay.
we're doing same room.
Okay.
So, okay, I do have a question. When I hide, you have to roll to find me, right? Is that true?
I think that's only for the daughter,
Okay.
but
So otherwise, when I hide, it's just something that I say that I'm doing.
yeah, because it's hide, move around the house, support each other. Yeah.
Hoarding has a material effect in that you can like heal, though, right?
Is that true for the family?
Yeah, if the family rolls support, then they get the thing added to their health or whatever. I think that's a specific thing.
Oh.
It just says support each other, which is what I'm doing right now, but it is the only instance of the word support in the entire book. The father has the move rational thought. Once per game, the father can use his unshakable belief in rational explanations to help another family member roll 1d6 and add the resulting number to the resistance track of
That's
another
what I was
family member.
thinking of.
Yeah, so that is the
Okay.
only like heal move that I have.
Okay, yeah.
So I think support each other, and I think again, like I think they're sort of feeding into each other's preconceived conception of reality as a ghost-free, haunt-free zone, and that is the way in which they are supporting each other.
Yeah, that's a way to support your partner. I'm with it. But yeah, I think these moves are more establishing the setting or whatever. Like to hide, you could be like, "Oh, I'm in the closet. I unlock the door," and then we would figure out the locked door. But not like roll 1d6 to see if you hide or whatever, right? So where's our scare opening here for this couple? This couple discussing their weird son. Their scared son, I should say. Their gamer son. There's nothing weird about being a gamer.
He is weird. I said this since he was 14. He's weird. He's turning out weird. He's turning out like your side.
Oh my god.
Wow, this is if you keep going, this is gonna stop being supporting each other.
No, it's still supporting each other because even though it is concretely a bad thing to say to your spouse, it still is more important to not think about the ghosts.
Oh, right, it's a distraction. I'm not gonna think about the ghost right now. I'm gonna get into this weird
I'm just
fight.
gonna think about how much I hate
I've
your
been
parents.
there. Yeah, I've been there.
I have like a move that like isn't scare related that we could do really quick, which
Oh,
is
sure.
like trying to find where the kid is. Because that's just another 3d6 roll and to find her, right? I don't think I can scare her on the same roll.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You have to roll to find,
Yeah,
and it is a 3d6. Yeah.
because I feel like that makes sense for what I am as well.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
So let's see what happens here.
I bet there's.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You found her.
I guess I did, yeah.
That is a 5 or
Sylvie roll a
higher.
6, a 5, and a 3. Just
I'm good at being a ghost.
to lay it all out there, Sylvie's last 6 dice have been a 6, a 6, a 6, a 6, a 5, and a 3.
So it's trending downward, is what you're saying. It's actually
Right, yeah,
a
you
We could
choice.
are
talk
about to
Austin into
roll.
making a season out of this game, and then just make Sylvie do everything.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
I'll put together a package. We'll put it on the
Every week it's just a new house.
Okay, I'm gonna darken your move here so we know that you can't use it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. That's too-
Where was she? I guess is the only thing I have to add to do now because I'm not using my move yet.
She is in a crawl space. So in my aunt's my aunt's house, in the bathroom, if you walk towards sort of like a normal shaped bathroom, like half bath, where if you walk in, there's a sink, and then past the sink on the same side is a toilet. But if you keep walking, there's an extra couple feet, and then it turns right, and there's a really long hallway that goes to a like a cubby, and it's like this really huge kind of storage closet that is just in the down a hallway in the bathroom. And I think that in this house it leads to the like there like upstairs there's sort of like a spare room that like sort of used to be the playroom when both kids were young enough to like have a room where all their toys could be without ruining the rest of the house. But now it's sort of like not used because it's weird to have a playroom that's just your room. And so it's sort of a disused toy storage room.
Oh, sure. Well,
So she's in between these rooms in this cubby hole.
I guess if they've only been here for 4 months, though, it might be the thing of like there's still like unpacked boxes.
Oh, right, we've only been
in
here 4
there.
months.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay,
I mean, I feel like
so-
that still like works, but it might be the
Yeah.
thing of like, oh, they haven't decided what this room is yet.
Right,
so-
everything that I said is true, except that it's full of still packed boxes of like mostly the children's things, like toys and stuff
Okay. Yeah.
that they don't really use anymore. Like very young kid toys for her, and then sort of like slightly older toys. Oh, but she's taken one of those. She's got a Nerf gun. She's got like one of the new Nerf guns that fire really hard. So she's in the closet with a headset and a walkie-talkie and a Nerf gun.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. This daughter might win this whole thing.
I don't know. It sounds like she's about to die.
I just
They're
found
not
her. I
dying,
didn't
they're
do
just
anything.
leaving. They just leave.
Now, do you used your move to find me? That's
Yeah.
your move for the whole.
I assumed as
Phase,
much,
right?
That,
Yeah.
that would make sense to me, right?
Yeah.
It feels like the purpose of that move is to get like one of the creatures to expend one of their turns to find her,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
multiple if I didn't roll a 6 and a 5.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. That seems like the way that we should play it.
Well, if I do see you, then it's right in the forehead with a dart.
Ooh.
Oh, I want that to happen. Let's have that happen.
Okay, so so your sort of wall face shows up in the closet, and I screech and fire and right in the forehead,
Yeah.
and then
You just hear a bunch of like skittering away in the walls.
Great to have found the daughter. Great roll.
Thank you.
all right, who else? Who else is
Yeah,
doing a scare?
I'm thinking about what sort of demon thing that I want to do. I feel like I could do some sort of weird thing with the cat, but like like having the cat like walk around in circles or whatever seems like a different sort of stress than ghost stress, but I don't know.
We have to leave the house now and take the cat to the vet. Something's wrong.
Yeah,
I told you that she was too old and she couldn't handle the stress of a move.
maybe in the room that the parents are arguing in currently, the cat is in the corner like pawing at like a shelf or whatever. And the cat knocks down like a book and it falls off of the shelf and like opens to the diary of the person who like locked me into this house. And it's like their journal about like the demonic fucking shit that happened in this house while they were in it. So
Are you saying that the parents find this journal?
yeah, I think it's like cat knocks it over, and then let's say I'm targeting the mother here, and depending on how this goes, she can like walk over and sort of flip through and be like, damn. So I'm going to roll 3d6, and we're going to see how successful this revealing the
Oh
history.
my! Oh, okay. I looked up and I saw Sylvie's roll, and I was like, another.
Okay, this is a 4. This is another 4. So I'm gonna succeed, but I'm gonna suffer a minor setback, and so I don't forget, I'm gonna roll my damage, which is
Most successful haunting
We
of
are
all time.
so good at this.
so good.
This is brutal. Oh my god. I honestly, I sort of at this point feel like it might help the game to include 5 as a partial success and make you need a 6 to get an unconditional success.
I
I feel like if we're doing that, we should just bump their health up.
Oh, I don't mean literally now. I mean in general, at like for this game.
Wait. Oh, I
mean,
see
like
what
as
you
a
mean.
design.
Yeah,
As, right, as a change to the way the book works.
Oh, well, no. I feel like it's evenly spread because it's like 2 successes, 2, mixed successes, 2 successes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we just haven't had one failure yet.
I know. I apologize for that. But we're haunting, and I've done a terrifying thing because it's like, where did this book even come from? Why is this book talking about my house and demons, and that this demon was sealed into these walls, and these walls are demonic, and this is a demon's house,
Yeah.
and we
It's
sacrifice the
weren't
house
even
to the
demon
demons.
times. How'd they even get a demon in here?
So I'm actually going to use my move
Okay.
for this. The mother's move is absolute denial. If you keep things together well enough, no one will ever know. Once per game, the mother can ignore one instance of fear entirely. This ability cannot be used if the creature who caused the fear rolled more than 1 6.
Which I did
So
not do.
perfect move to use it on. I couldn't have taken any more damage if I wanted to. And you didn't roll a 6. So
Yeah.
everything that you have said about it is true, except I'm going to put the book back where I found it, and the father's going to be like, what is it? What did you find? And the mother's going to just say it was an old pic. It was just an old photo album. It's just an old photo album.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I think a little.
Oops.
Okay. Well, great offense there, or defense. I don't know. But now you can't use that move anymore. Once per game. Oh, and I'm losing my. Oh wait, I need a new setback.
Oh yeah.
Minor setbacks again are either you take negative 1 on the result of your next roll. You can't accept 8 on your next roll, or the next time you cause fear, your result is halved.
Is Keith still with us? I think
Oh.
I might have heard him spill something and have to deal with it. I was like, oh, jeez. Oh god, or something along those lines.
Sorry, I spilled something, so I'm listening, but I'm
Okay,
muted
take your
on
time.
this.
This,
Hold on.
this is all good. Actual play.
Live shows too.
Okay, sorry, I'm back. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good
okay, you
enough.
sure? You know where to
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I did not spill a lot, but I did spill about 100 milliliters of boiling hot water.
Ah.
100.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm good. I'm not burned. I got my legs, but I didn't burn them.
Oof.
But I just needed to wipe my table
Oh.
and the floor,
I bet.
so I wasn't sitting in hot water, which would eventually become cold water, which is the worst kind of water to be standing in. Okay, what's happening?
I need a new minor setback.
Okay. So we already gave you that first one where you weren't allowed to get help.
Uh-huh.
I'm having a lot of trouble with dice here, so I'm just going to selfishly say that you take -1 to the result of your next roll.
I love that. Yeah, that's fine. I was looking at these and I was like, some of these are better than can't accept aid. So
Yeah, I feel like I've never like obviously we haven't really needed to do aid because we are just systematically
I
destroying
was
this
living
family.
in a world where someone might fail and so might want help to not fail,
Yeah.
and then in not receiving help would fail, but that's like that's not the game we're playing. That's not the
Yeah,
night we're having.
someone
ASMR.
in the chat, Carter Richmond in the chat. Sorry if I said their phone. I probably should. Well, whatever.
I go through the same thing every time. Yeah.
If you are rolling 3d6, you only have a 4% chance to fail in this game. Apparently, I haven't done the numbers myself, but I'm trusting one of our fine patrons. And a 70% chance of a complete success. So it does seem a little skewed.
But it's
against
skewed
the
towards
family.
the sixes, which is like getting a
Right.
jackpot.
Because if you get 2 1s and a 5, then you succeed. Because you always take
sure.
the highest one. So it doesn't matter how bad you roll, as long as one of them is at least a 3.
Yeah.
Sure. Well. Whose move is it?
I think it's mine.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the dad at right now? What's he up to?
In the study with the mom.
Right.
Let's say that they've finished their discussion and he is in there alone, sort of sitting at the desk, not really doing anything, looking like he's about to do something, but mostly just sitting there.
Okay. Oh, I had like an idea, and then I kind of lost it. For how to mess with the dad. Let's see. I'm a tiny little doll. My face is all peely and open and weird. My limbs are very loose.
Mm.
And there's an adult man in a study that I want to upset. Does he? Okay? Can you describe the study a little bit to me? In terms of like,
Yeah, books to the wall, an old encyclopedia set that no one's ever looked through, a lot of books about military history. We've got a few collections of like American classics. Like it'll be sets like, oh, here's like 5 different things from Mark Twain that all have like the same binding and the same color, stuff like that. And there's a big wooden desk with an oldish computer, but it's sort of pushed to the side, like it doesn't really get used. And mostly there's like stacks of papers and pens on the desk, a couple chairs in the corners, but no chair close enough to where you could like sit near the desk chair. Like they're decorative chairs, not guest chairs.
okay.
And a big plush faux oriental rug.
All right. It's still also fairly early in the night too, so I don't want to get too rowdy or too extreme, I guess. Okay. I think the thing that I'm going to do as the little doll, does he have slippers nearby? Or like, could he have like a pair of
Oh
slippers?
yeah, sure, totally.
That he's been like slipping on and off or whatever.
How about can do loafers work?
Oh yeah, loafers would work.
Yeah, then yes, definitely.
Okay, the thing I want to do is that one of his loafers disappears, and the toe is like poking out from underneath. Maybe like a. I mean, if one of the chairs that people don't sit in is kind of like padded or has like a low is more like an armchair or some sort of piece of furniture, like a table with a drape over it or something. I want the shoe to be peeking out from there. And like, I think the thing I'm well, I
Like
think
there's
the thing
someone
I'm going
behind
for
the
is
curtain,
like
maybe.
May it should. I mean, I'm a tiny doll, so I can't be like a whole ass person behind a curtain. But I feel it would be a little anticlimactic when you open the curtain and have to look down. for,
That would
like,
be
6
so
feet.
scary. Are you kidding? If I saw oh my god, if if the light somehow hit the curtain in a certain way that it looked like there was a full like person behind a curtain with a whole shoe, and it was my shoe, and then I was over there, it was like, who's wearing my shoe? And then it was just a doll. That would be fucking so terrifying. That would be so scary.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, I guess that's
That's
pretty
freaky.
scary.
it's better than
least-
someone just grabbing some ground beef. I gotta at least tell you that. So,
Actually, I'm gonna up this a little more. So that basically happens where there's like a curtain, and both of the shoes are not where he thought they were, and they end up there by the curtain, as if there is a person standing behind the curtain, and there is like maybe a gentle draft, and it kind of looks like the curtain is sort of contouring around a person. But if/when he pulls the curtain back, based on my success, I guess, or failure, it's not even the doll, it's just the doll's legs in the shoes, with like loose bits of twine hanging off, as if the rest of the doll is elsewhere.
That's scary.
That's my pitch for that move. It's my first time scaring the dad, which means I get 4d6. Because that's not a once a game thing, that's an anytime I attack anyone thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first. Yeah, right. I attacked the mother before.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Got 2 6s.
Yeah.
Double damage.
Do we want to goose their health just a little bit to the median, maybe?
I think we should keep going.
Okay. All right. So 2 6s, you succeed, and the result of your fear die is doubled. So I'll roll my fear die. That's 10.
Yeah, how was that?
Oh, the result is doubled, not the dice rolled are doubled.
No, the result is double. 10 is a
So
lot.
he's dead. He's done.
He's done.
He's done.
Gone. He's out the door.
Unless you want to move. You can't do that. That's not how your move works.
No, I can only do it for someone else.
Yeah.
And also, I wouldn't be hurt until I was dead. This is a one-hit kill. This is a headshot.
oh no, the doll is the Nerf gun.
I'm trying to even conceptualize how this, no offense, Janine, this is scary. This is just, how do you go from literally 0 to 60 on this?
Well, okay, so
The dad was not at 0. He was at
half.
5.
So
He was at 5.
he was already feeling like,
Okay,
this
all
is
right,
a little
you're right.
much.
Yeah.
He had that moment with the lights. that
Right.
really-
I saw the lights
Yeah.
and then I closed my eyes and then I had an after image just like, get out. And now the setup with this doll makes me think that my legs are going to get cut off. And I don't want
Yeah.
that to happen to me.
Okay. Okay, here's the thing. If we bumped it up, so basically, I think that we were 2 turns away from maybe. I think we're 3 turns away from the game being over. And the only thing that I can think of is like, if we added health to the remaining 3 players to prolong it, it would just go from there's 3 turns left to there's like 5 or 6 turns left.
Well, it's 3 no matter what. The win state is are there still people who have HP at the end of this?
No, not phases, turns, like individual.
Light
Yeah, I get what you mean. I feel like the better way to balance it right now would be to like do 1d4 damage rolls. So at least when you're taking those hits, it's not like gonna wipe you out or whatever.
I mean, so even if we had put the father at medium health or whatever, this would have taken him out. I'm wondering if I'm wondering if maybe the way to frame this is that like the father and the son are gone, the mother and the daughter like rally. They're like we just have to have each other's backs or whatever, and then we just bump them up to hard or whatever,
Oh, sure.
and then focus on them. Do you think that would balance things out a little for the rest of it?
Explain it one more time.
If we say that, like, you know, the father and the son are off the map, but the mother and the daughter, we bump their health up to the hard health, so 20 and 15.
Okay.
And then say that they've basically like kind of rallied and are like digging their heels in a little bit.
Their resolve has been steeled.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It also helps with like turns and stuff. It'll still be balanced time wise, but will feel less daunting to keep.
And it won't feel like it's over in the next thing.
Right,
Like it
yeah.
feels like there's a chance where if Keith can, you know, keep one of them alive, then it's fine.
Okay.
We're in the house. They're not dying.
So with the hard numbers and the current like -2 HP that they, or actually the daughter was full health, and that's my bad. Oh, roll 20. So that's 18 out of 20 for mom, and then 15 out of 15 for the daughter. But the papa's gone. What's his excuse? Is he just like, oh, I gotta go? My friend called me. He's got a leak in his house. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm off to go find our son.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Basically, is that you go? It's sort of like the excuse of like I gotta go get the kid, but really you're like I gotta get out of this house.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have a death image for the father? I don't want to steal any else.
He's also a gamer. He just plays like Age of Empires.
Oh, true.
No headset.
Is he a boomer shooter guy? What's a boomer shooter? I don't know what that is. I don't want to start that conversation right now, but I don't know what that is. Okay, so is that our phase?
So.
Yeah, that's the phase. Yeah.
That's 3 turns, and so yeah. Oh my God, what is it?
So what phase is this? This is
We've now moved on to midnight.
midnight. Okay.
The mother and daughter have accepted that what they're dealing with is uncanny and unnatural.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're not succumbing to these creatures. And yeah.
So I don't think that the daughter is going to try to hide again. She can't use her move, but I think that the mother is going to try to hide. I think there's definitely like a sort of an acceptance of what's happening in the house that makes hiding seem productive rather than like sort of like a cop out. I don't even know if she knows that the daughter is still that isn't still hidden, or like what she thinks of the. I know that so probably went to the daughter's room, opened the door, daughter's not there. Sees evidence of the daughter having geared up with like the Nerf gun and the spy gloves, and goes, okay, she's set. I'm gonna go into the coat closet. I used to play hide and seek when I was a kid, and there was this coat closet that was great for hide and seek because behind the coats there was like this weird little slope upward, where you couldn't see, even if you checked behind the coats, you still couldn't see that to the right there was this weird like ramp that sloped upward till it met the ceiling, and you could just sort of crunch up there. That's where the mother hides, behind the coats to the right, to win hide and seek. That's the winning hide and seek spot of my childhood. So that's her move. She's hiding. Someone's gonna double up or triple up even this one, because there are now more ghosts and ghouls than there are family members.
Oh, true. Oh, true. Okay.
And so the just to give you all the options, I think the daughter's gonna try to set a trap, like sort of like a Rube Goldbergian, like Home Alone style, sort of like ghost hunting trap.
Okay.
Do you have more details of what the trap is? It like a thumbtack situation? Is it a paint? Is it like a?
It's a house. The trigger is a house of cards because a ghost has to trigger it, and even a ghost, I think, could knock over a house of cards. And then once the house of cards knocks down, it knocks down onto a spoon, and the spoon knocks a marble onto a Hot Wheels track, and that goes. The marble zooms along the Hot Wheels track, bumps into a set of dominoes, and then the dominoes fall all the way around the circumference of the room until they hit another bigger marble, which falls down to strike a match to burn a rope that drops a ghost net. I don't know what a ghost net is, but she called it a ghost net.
Mm-hmm.
The kid did.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Hiding in the okay. All right. This is so bad. Okay.
I think I have an idea.
Sure.
So I got this Nerf thing stuck to my head for a bit there. And immediately my idea was like, I should throw this at somebody from a place where they can't see. And I think I want to do it to the mom, because I think I'm a little scared of the daughter still, because she shot me. So yeah, I think that it's just like the way I see this playing out is she just like feels it like hit the back of her head and like turn around and just sees it like rolling on the floor, but there's nothing behind her where it could have come from or where
Right.
it, like
yeah.
Where she is, there's nowhere to do that from.
Yeah, it's it literally had to have come from the ceiling, but she doesn't know that. Or maybe I don't know. I'm gonna roll the dice.
Okay. I was gonna assist
Sorry.
you. No, I was gonna assist you. You did not need it. It's all good. You have,
Yeah,
Another
I'm
6.
you have succeeded on this roll.
People listening might not remember. You didn't read the book, and we we're not talking about it all that often. But regardless of all the 6s, a 5 is also a full success.
I've rolled 4 6s tonight. Just getting
So-
all the good
Or
luck out
cumulative
before.
6s, not individual 6s.
And yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think the 3 at once. Actually, I miscounted. I've rolled 5 total.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
The 3 at once, I feel like I can count each of them separately.
Yeah.
Anyway, 5 damage.
Jeez. Well, this is not a good hiding space. I think this is a scream. I think this is maybe the first like scream. Oh no, the son screamed. This is the second scream. This is the second scream. She screams. She runs out of the room. I think that now is like I have to find my daughter time. Like even hiding isn't working. No one should be able to find you in that closet.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Which was also true of the daughter's hiding. No one should have been able to find her. She was found immediately.
You know,
So this is team up time.
when you live in the walls, you can really,
Yeah.
really get people. Actually, that's a great because I was gonna assist the thing in the walls here, but I think instead of the assist, I think I like maybe following this up with another attack on the mother. I think that like the demon was like going towards the closet or like looking through the halls to like find where people were. And then upon hearing the mother run out and like scream, I think the the mother is gonna like hear footsteps behind her, and like maybe the there's like glowing footprints on the floor or whatever, but you know. This is a chase. This is a chase situation. And I'm gonna roll. We're gonna see how it goes. 3d6. Okay, so my highest is a 5, and then I get a -1, so that's a 4. So I
Another
succeed and
mixed
cause
success.
fear, but suffer my setback. Loving these 4s tonight. And I'm gonna do my roll 1d6, and that's a 2.
Okay. It's not so bad. I think we're gonna give you the hat trick. Next time you cause fear, your result is halved.
Okay.
So you've had all 3 minor setbacks now. And I don't think anyone else has had a minor.
No.
Nope.
Allie has only had minors, but every other roll has been a full success.
And then mother goes from 13 to 11. And yeah, now it's the baby Pearl and the daughter.
Yeah.
Not that you need to necessarily target the daughter, it's just these are who have turns left.
I want to do something interesting about that trap. Like I feel like that should be some sort of like special thing. Right? Like
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll give it to me.
Okay, so the trap was a house of cards with like a sort of Rube Goldberg, like the cards fall and then trigger a bunch of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the like end thing?
Ghost net.
Right, ghost net. Okay. I mean, to be fair, normal net would probably work on a haunted doll.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
doesn't
yeah,
even
that
need
it'll
to-
definitely work. Yeah,
Yeah.
if it gets you.
So I wonder if I want to like give you something for this trap or have to like roll to defeat the trap. Maybe that's what my roll actually is that it's a roll to like
Like trigger it without getting trapped?
or to like get out of it or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, the thing we could say is that what happens is the trap works, and it means that I don't get my extra dice when I try to get my extra die when I try to scare the daughter. So I have to, like, roll with the 3. Like, we can just say that's true. That's, rule of cool, right? That's, like, the daughter went to a lot of work to set up this cool-ass trap, and coincidentally, the ghost, the spooky thing that came for her next is the thing that is most vulnerable to things like a net.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of like that's the thing is like I kind of just want to give it to her, I kind of just want her to get something out of that.
Especially since we've established the daughter now as like a very techie, very resourceful, has a lot of tools on
Yeah.
hand for ghost hunting.
Yeah. Everyone else is in Poltergeist, and the daughter is in Home Alone.
So I'll roll a normal 3d6 then instead of a 4d6 that I would normally roll for the first time spooking. And we'll say that she got a victory die out of me. I got 2 5s. I'm seeing your point now. I think on the one hand we are rolling just really well tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these rules or these ranges are in line with a lot of ranges that we work with.
Yeah.
They're not like necessarily different or
But it's like you have a 50% chance per die to have at least a partial success, and you're rolling minimum 3 dice per.
Yeah.
Yeah. There should also I feel like it would be good if there was like a take the lowest, take the highest
Oh,
sort
sure.
thing
Yeah.
in the mix.
Yeah.
If it was like if you move before the family, you're at a disadvantage. Or
I think
sure.
that there should be something mechanized about it's sort of like what you were doing with the trap, Janine. Like the game is wanting me to come up with scenarios of the family trying to help themselves against the ghosts, but there is actually no benefit to doing that. And so it's not just that like, oh, well, it would be boring to just let the ghosts like do a bunch of rolls in a row with no flavor. But it's also like, but it doesn't matter what the flavor is that I do because you're always going to get to just roll 3 or 4 dice.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you just had like a couple more like tangible moves, it would.
Right.
a
Like if
lot.
I go through the trouble of like there should when I went through the when I did a really good job of off the top of my head doing a Rube Goldberg machine.
Uh-huh.
That made
Yeah.
sense. That is
Yeah.
that is possible. There should be something in place where you don't have to come up with how that changes your role.
Will say like I don't want to feel like we're coming across too unfair to the game when we started on easy mode and then tweaked stuff.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of this is that like we haven't played this game before. We didn't really know what
The balance
this is our
was.
first time taking a crack at it. So yeah, it's hard to know what the balance for a group is and how long. I mean, the other thing we don't consider is that there are a lot of people in the world who when they sit down for a tabletop game want it to take an hour.
Mhm.
And we basically never have that luxury because none of us can ever shut up. So that's for us. We're trying to make every game like a 4-hour thing, even when we say, "Oh, we'll be done by 10."
Well, it does say specifically in the rules that pretty much all the difficulty does is change the length of the game, and it did 100% do that.
That's true.
I think that my tastes are to have a little bit more of a crunch for like I like it when the book answers the question of like, well, I have said that my characters do all of these things, and the game has an answer for how that gets represented in the
Oh,
game.
sure. Yeah.
You want a little more mechanical
Yeah.
Yeah.
support.
Yeah. That's just my
Yeah.
personal taste.
Yeah, that's the kind of those are the classes you tend to sort of like too, where it's like, I've done this thing, I know what I spent, I know what I've gotten, and it's gotten
Yeah.
me this thing, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Whereas this is a little open-ended. And I think that it makes sense that it sort of leans towards the monsters because like this is a horror game about
Right, and they're technically
Yeah.
like the protagonists.
Uh-huh.
It's
You know what it is? Because there's no here's what it is. I figured it out.
Okay.
For me anyway. Because there's no failure on the ghost's end, I don't have any space to like represent the things that the book says that the family is there to represent, which is that the ghosts are fighting against the like the basically like the banal evil of the suburb. and that actually the ghosts being like spooky and weird is good, and the family being boring, like boring American nuclear family is bad.
Right.
And because there's no succeeding from my end, it's really hard to play that because I just have to just keep getting scared over and over again. And
So
I can't win against the ghosts. Like I can't just like no sell a haunt because like the dad is too serious to look up from the newspaper.
It's also
Because
like
everything has scared me.
right. It's a tower defense game, and you're the tower. Like that's just what it, like we're just gonna keep.
Well, but it's not. Like that's the so we've actually I don't want to get like I want to get back to the game obviously. But it's worth saying that like we've been I've been following Anna Landin's games for like a while on itch. And there's a bunch of them that we like keep looking at and it's like, "Oh, we should play this for a live or whatever. We should, you know." It's a thing that comes up pretty often. Because Anna has done some like really interesting, especially like, one sheet and GM list kinds of things. And a lot of those games are very much like solo games or games that you play with another person, but you're both kind of making the same side of the story. And it's a lot about telling a story. And it's not so much about the kind of back and forth of a game with a GM where there is sort of victory versus loss or a little hint of like competition to it, right? So the vibe that I get from this game is that the facilitator is basically taking half of the story as control, but there's not it like it definitely doesn't feel like it feels like if the family wins, it should be like a really wow rare thing because it does feel like in some ways this is along the lines of a lot of Anna's other like really cool. She's done a lot of games about like witches and knights and robots and like a whole bunch of stuff, but it tends to just be about the journey that the player character or the main figure kind of goes on. And I think that there is that element of it, but also there is the fact that like it when you look at this book, it presents as it feels a little more like a game with a stronger back and forth, when I think what it is maybe something closer to those like really neat, interesting
Right.
kind of like narrative story games, you know?
Well, one of the things that it says is about the facilitator is there can be no tug of war without an opposition, and in this game, that
Yeah.
opposition is you. While your fellow players will take on the role of things that go bump in the night, you'll embody a different sort of horror, the threat of the outside world, the bleak light of reason, the invasion of mundanity and logic into the soft and creeping comfort of a nightmare. As a facilitator, you'll shoulder the responsibility of playing this picture-perfect nuclear family, moving into the house unaware of its darker denizens, as well as helping frame new scenes and keeping the game moving forward. And there hasn't been a lot of space for me to I have not been able to tug. There's been no tugging.
I wish the family had more moves, I think is my big
Yeah,
if there were
yeah.
more
Oh, sure.
skills that they could pull on, or if they could do things once per turn. Well, no, that might be too much.
Right, but then it's
I don't know,
4
if they had
moves to 5.
if they had like
yeah.
one game, like one move that could be done every
Yeah.
turn,
Well,
and one
it's
move that could be done
even
every
something
game
as
or
like,
something.
okay, I set up the thing, like when I go hide, like roll a d6, and if you succeed, then you find me, and then you can do your fear roll. Like even, I mean, obviously, just like doing some work to actually figure out what would be the most fun is what would be the most fun. But like that's where I feel the most friction is that it doesn't matter what I say. All that the ghosts have to do is say, okay, well, I found you, and I'm going to do my fear roll the same way as if you had not said anything.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's more. My read is that that's sort of the style of game, is that like it's not about failure, it's about the creativity of the solution.
Yeah.
It's about the like, well, you're adding complications for flavor, but not necessarily as obstacle. But you're right also that like a lot of the text in the rules is very like, here's how you throw up obstacles, but you're not really doing that. Like, it's not how it feels.
Right. It's also totally possible that a lot of this has been colored by like being down
A person in the
25% on the second turn because I lost like a
Yes.
whole character.
Uh-huh.
Like you
That
can't.
that is the other side of it. Like, we did just get some really like
Yeah.
nasty good rolls, like real fast.
Very successful.
Sometimes that just happens. I need to roll my fear
Yeah, that
die,
being
but I was
said,
gonna
yeah.
ask. I want to know what happens. Like, so the net falls and catches the doll, and I want like that moment of like, how does the daughter respond to that? Like, what's the plan once the trap goes off?
I have two things that I am thinking. There's the
Mhm.
first thing of like I caught it, now let me run away. Like let me get away. I did it, I caught it, like now it's time to get out of here. The other thing is that I could try to close the net and drag the doll somewhere. Excuse me.
Mhm.
But I don't know where I would take it or what I would do with it. I might even try and talk to it. Yeah, I want to talk to
Okay.
the doll.
Uh-huh.
Are you in the net? Did you still have a fear? You did fear me, right?
I haven't done my fear roll yet, but I did succeed in getting the right to a fear roll.
Okay.
My fear dice.
So I guess I wouldn't try to talk to you. If I didn't get scared. See, that's the thing. If I didn't get scared, then I would have tried to talk
Well,
to you.
the thing I'm doing here is like, I want to know, like, I can't. It's less interesting to me if I scare you when I'm in the net. It's like the net falls and then you're scared. Like, that's kind of boring. I want to like have, some sort of more meaningful thing, because again, it is about the journey of like, yes, the trap worked. So what happens because the trap worked?
I want to take the net and try and bring it. Do I know about I'm probably don't know about paint thinner. Like
You
A
might.
really funny thing for a kid to know about.
The dad might be really super into models or whatever.
well, no, because Janine had mentioned that when the mom brought the doll home was gonna like DIY it up. And it
Oh,
was-
sure.
Had kept it in paint thinner. So it's sort of like, did I know that this doll was in the garage in a bucket of paint thinner?
Oh, she was. I said she was like going to put the doll in paint thinner, but like had.
Okay.
you probably
Well
would've
then,
just, like-
maybe fireplace. I'll bring you the doll to the fireplace.
Ooh.
Okay, all right. Do you throw the doll in the fireplace?
Yeah, I have actually this. I have something really good for this. I do throw the doll in the fireplace. I open up the thing, the fire's on. I throw the doll in the fireplace, but nothing happens because it's this is a flipped home and it doesn't have a real fireplace. It has like an electronic fireplace that looks like there's fire, but it's just like basically there's just like a screen in there that does fire, and she didn't know because she's a kid.
So the doll just hits the screen.
Yeah.
Just, like, fine.
Has
Okay,
everyone seen
well,
these weird fireplaces with the screen in
Mhm.
there? Okay.
Yeah, we have one. It's like
Ooh.
it's not like an actual fireplace. It's like one you put in the corner.
Oh yeah. My parents have one that's
anyway.
like propped up on a little chair.
This I've seen this. I've seen this a lot.
You can get like electronic wood stoves.
Is
now
like
that have
this
that.
used to be a fireplace, but at some point, someone decided to like cement up the fireplace to make it unusable, and
Yeah.
and instead just put like a digital fireplace that's like a space heater in where the real fireplace used to be.
So I have an idea for what happens next, but I want to know how scary my role is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's like medium scary. It's a 3.
Ooh.
So I think the doll like hits that fireplace screen and like in the net lays there for a minute. Also, the doll does not have the legs reattached. The legs are still somewhere. And I think the doll is like for a second waiting because the doll also thinks it's a real fire because it's an old doll. It doesn't know about electronic fireplaces.
Yeah.
And I think after a second, it sort of starts to crawl out. But it's not on fire, right? Like we know it's not because it's not a real fire. But in its sort of wake, it leaves little like scorched handprints and like a scorched drag mark as if it had been on fire. So it's sort of like there's like little embers. It's like sizzling and smoking a little bit and scorching the floor as the doll very slowly like crawls out of the fireplace and towards the daughter.
That is scary. Why is it burned, Janine, if it's not a real fire?
It has the will to be burned.
Oh.
It expected to be burned, and you know, sometimes when you're a haunted doll, your expectation becomes reality. This is just a fact about haunted dolls.
This is the end of the phase, or is there more?
Yeah, that's the end of the phase.
Ooh, it's the demon.
It's the
demon
devil's
hour.
hour, yeah.
Oh.
Between 3 and 4 a.m., true evil is unleashed. The long gray hours between midnight and morning send screams echoing through these old hallways.
Usually this is just when the sun is smoking weed in the backyard. Tonight it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now he's smoking weed at Jonah's house.
Good for him.
Safe and
Allie,
sound.
will you change the daughter's HP?
Oh, I did. She was full HP.
Yeah, now she's 13 or 12.
Yeah. Does it not say that for you?
No.
Nope.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, really. I've got
Click
0,
away.
11, 0, 15.
It might be on the GM layer or something.
Oh, okay. It should say 12. 12. Let me try to delete this one. Text. 12. Green. Make it big. Too big. You see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's wonky, but it's there. Yeah, there it is.
Okay. 3 to 4 a.m. What's the scene? Where do we find ourselves?
Okay, so hiding didn't work, but you know what might work is that book that I found with the priest.
Oh.
The priest had left the book, and maybe the book holds a clue to how to defeat this demon. I mean, the mother doesn't really know. Like the daughter is like, oh, there's like a creepy haunted doll, and the mother is like, I don't know what there is.
Right.
But this priest book seemed to think that there was a demon here. Because I don't think anyone's had like that direct contact with anything. Like the mother had the dart thrown and then the hand on the foot, but that could have been anything.
Yeah.
So
I guess the
we're
daughter
gonna-
made eye contact with the thing in the wall to be able to shoot it in the forehead.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So I guess she's got. She knows the most of what's going on in here anyway. But the mother's got the book.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what the book says about demons, Allie, but you're a demon. What does the book say about demons?
Yeah, I mean, I think the book is pretty informative because it's like the thing that you want to be finding in a horror movie, right? Like, I hate that like horror movies have Googling scenes nowadays. There are a lot of Googling scenes in horror movies, but the old like, I'm gonna look through this journal and like I'm gonna see a picture of this family and it looks like my family, but it's from the 1920s, and I'm like, what's going on?
You know why Googling doesn't make any sense in horror movies and why it's silly? Because I know that horror audiences have been going for a long time, and this might just be casual audiences and not the serious people. I don't know the horror scene very well,
Yeah.
but I know that there's always been in movies in general, this whole thing would have been solved by a cell phone.
Oh,
That's a very
sure.
common
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
Because they always have to lampshade in movies, like they don't have their cell phone for X or Y reason.
Uh-huh.
But the thing about like Googling the answer to why something is haunted, the internet is full of absolutely fake shit about boasts. It's full of it. You'd never be able to
1000%.
find reliable information about haunted shit online because it's full with fake shit about haunted shit online.
Oh, sure. Well, but what
Right?
if that's all real,
But it's not.
I just think there's something like more like visually interesting about someone like going to a library
Yeah.
or like talking to an old guy. Or,
I want to
like,
see a
whatever
horror
else.
movie where they try to Google it and all that information is wrong and it gets them into deep trouble.
Put in the script, folks. If you're listening at home. Yeah, but I think it's initially. I think the journal is really about like this town that was dealing with a demonic presence, and then this priest who was like, I've been trying to exorcise people, that's not working. Shit's getting weird. I'm reaching out to God, yada yada. And then it's about the like decision of why they chose this house and what that ritual was, and maybe the demon had a connection to this land, or they thought that there was like the like portal to hell or whatever was in this vicinity, or they felt like if they could lock it in, then they would lock in like keep more demons from coming or whatever. And yeah, a lot of demon talk. Okay. Do we have an establishment for where the daughter is at this point, or creatures start to move around and then we'll see what she's up to?
Yeah, I think this is like another run and hide moment, like the confidence of I've set up this trap, I have my ghost net, I actually got the thing, I have a plan to get rid of it, it's throw it in a fire, and it hits very hard that that plan actually amounted to nothing. The fire was not real, and maybe even a little bit of like the only reason that I didn't succeed at this plan was because I'm just a dumb kid. I shouldn't be doing this. I need an adult. An adult would have known that that wasn't a real fireplace.
Okay.
And so I think it's this is a run and hide moment. Maybe even bedroom. Maybe like not even a good hiding spot, like on like in the bedroom closet or something.
Not to like overstep or whatever, but it's just like maybe going to the bedroom and then trying to find a crawl place to the study. Because like the desire of like wanting an adult when the mother is in the house, they don't have to be together at the start of the phase, right? But
Sure, yeah.
okay. Sorry to like add more to that, but
I don't mind. I'm
okay.
secretly pissed.
You should just play the Failing Alley if you're gonna keep.
Believe when Allie wanted the two characters to be in the same place.
Sure. Okay. Creatures. What are the creatures up to? What kind of freaks and geeks are we gonna be this turn?
I want to be the Seth Rogen monster.
Oh. No. I don't know what the demon did, and I'm like sort of in the mood to do an assist, right? Like to just give someone the extra die and like figure out a team up.
This is the other big thing. This is another like big chance thing.
Mm-hmm.
All of the successes. Like one of the interesting things about the way that it's set up is that you can either do your action or assist. But because we've had all these successes, everyone's just been doing a normal attack, fear attack instead of assisting. But when you assist, you're more likely to succeed, but it's a whole less attack per turn.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting dynamic that we fell into early by no one failing.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I could take the lead with like the demon book in terms of like maybe there's a passage in the demon book that's like, I went into this place and this person was murdered, and then I was like hearing this voice chanting this thing, and then the mother starts hearing the demon making that voice chanting the thing and being like, what
Does
the
this book know what
fuck?
kind of demon you are?
Oh, maybe. I don't know how much like FaceTime the priest got with me, but I guess if the priest was able to like,
If the
succeed,
priest knew your name,
yeah,
whatever it is, we still don't know.
we do the
But
demon.
if the priest knew your name, then I think the priest would be able to make some assumptions about you, whether or not they're true or not. Who knows?
Oh, from like the Bible.
Right. From being like the kind of priest that would do a weird exorcism or something.
Sure. Yeah. Wait, what? I might be missing the relevancy of.
I just want to know about your demon.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that I don't think that I've introduced myself to anybody in my life, so I don't know that the priest knew my name.
Okay.
But
Well, here's my specific question.
Okay.
This doesn't have to be in the book. I just want to know.
Okay.
Why does this demon want to scare the shit out of my family instead of, I don't know, being like a demon that tempts us into sinning or something?
Well, I think the game sets this up, right? And sort of the why that I'm here. Like, I've been contained into this house. The measures are holy. I've spent a decade or a century or whatever trying to get out of this house. That was a century ago. I know I'm not getting out of this house. The thing I don't want is you fucking people in it.
Right. So you hate it here, you hate being trapped here, you hate people because they trapped you here, but also you're territorial because you've been here forever.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, get
You're
out
an
of the
asshole
house.
because you're a demon. And they're jerks.
Yeah. I mean, this is basically my house.
Yeah.
This is basically my house. I was contained within here. The least
Okay, but
y'all
I got a
could do.
bank statement saying it's my house, buddy.
I'm sorry that this house got foreclosed from the church after the church went down, or what? I don't know what churches do. Do churches close
They
down?
burn?
I guess
They
can.
burn
Yeah,
down.
Sure. Yeah, but okay. The bank seized the demon house. Didn't know that there were demons in it. The church people weren't alive anymore to be like, can you not? And you moved into this house, and that's your problem now. But yeah, I think you're going through this book, reading about this haunting and experiencing the like. I'm gonna. I was gonna try to think of a scary demon thing to say, but I can't.
Like what you see? I don't know.
What?
Well, you said, I mean, look, you could maybe also tempt them.
Sure. I think I could be like.
Get bent.
Get bent.
80s
This book
ghost.
just told me to get bent.
Maybe you just hear a chant of like, I need. Well, do demons drink blood?
Sure, demons do
I
whatever
guess
you
I'm trying
want.
to eat souls,
Why not?
right? I'm gonna eat your soul. I'm gonna eat your soul. I'm gonna eat your soul. And then you're looking at this book, and this priest was like, yeah, I went to this lady's house. She was a demon. The demon kept saying, I'm gonna eat your soul over and over again. And in the halls, you hear, I'm gonna eat your soul. I'm gonna eat your soul. I'm gonna eat your soul. And I'm gonna roll. It's my turn to roll. This is the hold up here. And that's a 6.
Roll the soul.
6.
1d6 for the fear. That is also a 6.
Unbelievable.
okay.
Oh, but but my damage is half.
Unbelievable.
That's true. Your damage is half. So
My
it's a
damage is
3,
half.
right?
You only take
Okay,
3,
it's
so you're down
3.
to 8.
Okay.
That's not bad.
No, not bad at all.
That's the demon's turn.
I think at this point we can have the daughter show up. in the study in time to see the mom be like, "Ah, fuck this book," and like shut it and throw it at the back of the wall.
Yeah.
I am still. So the daughter, I'm assuming, ran away from the burning fire stuff and things have. Because the time changed, maybe things have been like cooled down a little bit. But I think I've been following her just at a distance. I think I like let her get a bit of a head start, but then just kind of kept scorching my way, down the hall and whatever. And I think at this moment, when she enters the room with the mother and the mother has the book, I want to like. I've still defined that the legs are somewhere else. So I think. Wait, is the mother in the study? Is that where this book is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That's where the legs were. That's perfect. So what I want to do is run on my hands to the curtains where my legs are to get my legs back. But I have to like run probably like between her feet or something. I have to like skitter past her on my hands.
Oh.
Like and it's still like leaving little scorchy marks.
Oh.
And I'm hustling, so there's probably like a few bits of the like paint and stuff that have flaked off my face.
Is this gonna scare the daughter or the mother?
I think I'm aiming it at the daughter. I think the mother's maybe like looking at the book still, or like kind of is gonna miss it, or maybe like would attribute the sound to the daughter or something like that. I got a 6. You know what? If we were playing any other game, I would kill for us to be getting a 6 every roll. Like it's kind of it's actually a little bit like cursed and weird that almost the majority of our rolls have had 6s in them. If we were rolling like this playing heart, it would be a riot. We'd be rioting.
Maybe the Roll20's haunted.
Oh, maybe the Roll20 is back.
Yeah.
This is just
They're gonna eat our
Roll20 being
soul.
like, we saw what happened with the whole Chine thing. we just
70% of all rolls have had a 6 in them this game.
Yeah.
Well,
I got a 5 also. So that brings the daughter down to 7.
mm-hmm.
This is actually tense, right? Because after this, there's one more chance to get both of these people to 0.
Yeah.
And if we fail even one of them, then we lose.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna use my move. 2 times a night, you can choose to scare 2 different
Oh, hell
family
yeah.
members in a single round.
All right.
I think it works because they're in the same room right now too. I know that like fictionally the move is supposed to be like, oh, you can move quick, but I have this. I kind of think it would be good if they saw the thing crawling out of the wall now, like because it's all been like seeing it through the floorboards and shit. I think if they saw a weird spindly thing climbing on the ceiling before skittering back into the wall, it would probably fuck them both up.
What does it look like when it's out of the wall?
I picture like it's like I was trying to think of this on the break, and actually the best way I could like kind of describe it is, you know how like daddy long legs are to spiders?
Yeah.
It's like, what if that for a person? I'm getting a little too close to weavers, but I'm thinking more like, I don't know, a little more bug-like. There's like part of me was like, maybe I'll be a giant tick monster because it's living in the wood and floorboards and shit.
The interesting thing about daddy long legs, though, and if you live in a part of the world that calls daddy long legs something that's totally different from this, then these are also called.
Zaddy long legs.
They're also called zaddy long legs. I,
True.
I almost called them longshoremen, but that's not what they're also called.
No.
Anyway, this is the spider with the medium-sized body but the extremely long thin legs. And I think it's the like long and thinness of the limbs mixed with the the abdomen that is
Yeah.
so weird about daddy long legs.
It's also the proportions of where the like joint is in their leg, right? Like, isn't the second half like way longer, or at least it seems like that? I'm not gonna Google a picture because I'm live right now.
Might be.
But
Wait, sorry. What is longer?
so like, you know, when you bend your arm or whatever, I feel like the like outside part is longer with the daddy long legs.
Yeah.
It's like
no,
divided into two, and the
It's got like two joints on its legs, so I've got 2 joints on my legs. This is, yeah. So I think I roll 3d6 for like 2 times, like one for the mom and then one for the daughter.
The thing that I was trying to remember, not longshoremen, harvestmen.
Oh, good name. Someone put that in the Sanfiola room. Okay, so I'm gonna roll for the mom first, and then roll for the daughter second. Okay, that's 6 for the mom. That's a 5 for the daughter. So let me roll the damage now. 2 damage to the mom. Not bad. 3 damage to the daughter. So I didn't, I saw a fucked up guy and we're like, it's not that fucked up. It's a little fucked up. It's not that fucked up.
I think that just the bar on what's fucked up has been raised.
Yeah.
Like on one sense, like they're on, like tenterhooks of like anything could set them off, but on the other hand, like the things that they've seen have been so wild that like everything will set them off, but maybe not so much because it's all been so bad.
Yeah. It's, Yeah. They just saw a guy when they didn't mean to.
Yeah, I didn't mean to see that guy. I sure wish I didn't. Is this dawn?
This is dawn.
Okay.
Sunlight breaks across the horizon, and the long night turns towards its end. The sun is coming up. You're almost there.
I think this has got to be. I know that I wasn't. Okay. That was you weren't a ghost just now, Sylvie.
No, I have a very like physical form. It's more of a monster than a ghost situation.
And
I say guy, but I'm not a human, I don't think.
So we're dealing with a doll. We're dealing with a thing in the wall. The demon has not really revealed itself physically. And so I think that there's let's go to the garage where it always sort of smells like gasoline and grab like some of the dad's like tools. Like this is a get the metal rake and some other thing, like maybe a baseball bat or maybe like a hoe, like some gardening thing. Because now it looks like maybe we can hit these things. Like it's not a ghost. Like there was haunting stuff before, but now there's just like a freak in the wall. And maybe we can just kill it.
Smack the doll really hard.
Yeah, break the doll. So that's what they're doing. They're together still, and they're in the garage.
Okay.
The
Gearing
garage. Who's got something for me?
Oh, I know.
Oh.
Okay.
Is this a 2-car household?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay.
3, 2 in the garage, 1 parked out like in the driveway.
Oh, the son has a car.
No, the dad just has 2 cars. They have
Oh.
like
Which one did he
Yeah.
take? The one in the
he
driveway, I guess.
Yeah, he took the one in the driveway, and it's a big white Ram pickup truck, like
Ugh.
one of the ones where you see a pickup truck and you're like, that's the biggest fucking thing I've ever
And
seen.
he doesn't need that truck.
No, they never do.
What's he fucking works in an office. What's he hauling in that? Nothing.
Ugh.
No, nothing.
I,
Pristine bed.
that is such a specific version of guy who's everywhere. But
Yeah,
like
everywhere.
I
They're
ran into
everywhere.
it so much in Southern California.
Yeah.
And it was like-
Massachusetts is nothing but guys who drive gigantic white pickup trucks, who have never worked outside
Yeah.
ever. Like, as someone who grew up kind of on a farm, there was no animals, but there was a constant yard work. I will tell you that those trucks are so fucking stupid because you have to reach up so high to put anything in them.
Oh yeah.
We used like John Deere tractors with like trailers in the back, and we also had a golf cart with like a flatbed in the back, and the bed is like 2 feet off the ground, and so it's really easy to get like tools and mulch and whatever you would need to carry. And that's what those old pickup trucks were like. The pickup trucks are literally not designed for actually working. They're just big. They're just big to buy big. I hate it.
Same. Anyway.
Well,
Anyway, the dad has that.
the thing that I do, somehow. Okay, wait, hang on. Where's the mother? Where's the daughter? I want like a lay of the land in here.
Both in the garage.
Mhm.
One of them is I think the mom is trying to find a like weapon for both herself and for the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid is like maybe like trying to barricade the is trying to unplug the like automatic garage door opener and like lock the garage door so that no one can come in through the garage.
Okay. So I think these are drive-in and park people, not back-in and park people. So I think the cars are probably parked facing
Yeah.
the back wall, where maybe because this is convenient, the mom is like rooting around looking for weapons.
Windshield gently resting, or on the windshield is gently resting a tennis ball on a string.
Yes.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And I think what happens is the car's headlights suddenly turn on,
Ooh.
and the doll is behind the wheel of the car. And she's like turning the key in the ignition. Or I guess the lights would have to already be on if the keys would have to be in if the lights were on, right? I don't know from cars.
She's mid key
Um
turn where the light is on and the car
Yeah.
is turning on.
So she's turning the keys in the ignition. The lights turn on. She
This
has
is a
her legs
Dodge
back, so
Caravan, by the
theoretically
way.
there's potential to jam on a pedal, I guess, or like I guess she'd have to drop down because she's still a doll. I don't know. It's still bad, right? It's still a bad time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Dodge Caravan, and then the third car is like a late 80s like Volkswagen like luxury sedan that the dad bought because it was a car that he wanted but never got when he was younger, and so bought.
Yeah.
He wanted an older one when he was in the late 80s, early 90s, so he bought a late 80s, early 90s one now that it's the 2020s.
I got a 6.
Mm.
Again, if I wish we rolled like this ever.
Uh-huh.
And a 6. I got another 6. The mom is done.
This is a bad way to go. This sounds
How,
like a
how does this
bad
happen? How,
way to go.
is there another part? Is there like a second part? Like now that you've got the car,
I feel
well,
like
do you do something with it to cause this last big chunk of fear?
I wonder if my pitch, I mean, the mother is yours to control, but my pitch is that the doll wants to like ram the car into the mother, but has to like drop away from the wheel and like go down to the pedals and like clamber around. And I think, what if as she's doing that, the mother like jumps on the hood of the car, climbs over it, and like just opens the garage door and bolts or something like that.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. No.
Dead mom.
No blood in this.
We've got 2 chances to take this daughter out, or else we lose.
3 because actually, Sylvie, can you attack the same person twice, or is it you can attack two
You can
different
attack
people?
2 different people in a single round, twice a
Ooh.
night.
Oh,
Or
it's
2 ti-
twice
yeah,
a night.
It's twice during a game.
It's twice
yeah.
tonight, yeah.
Oh.
I could do it again.
But there's
I don't
only
need
one
to.
character left, so
Right.
ooh, the ghosts
Yeah.
played not optimally. This is not a perfect run.
What are we doing?
So it's just you and me left, Allie,
Uh-huh.
for creature rolls?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I was gonna ask if you had anything here, because I did get the other kid. I thought,
Sure.
But I can. I'm trying to think of something creepy to have. She's still in the garage too, right? The daughter, or did I mishear that?
She was like barricading or something, right?
Yeah. She was like trying to like keep like the garage door from being an entrance so that they only had the one place to like hole up with weapons.
Oh, sure. Oh, laundry in the garage?
Laundry in the basement.
Okay. Is there like a sink or like a drain hole or something here?
Yeah, like a bin, like a big bin sink. Yeah, sure.
Oh, sure. Okay. My move for this turn is that the sink is gonna turn on, and a dark red, sticky, gross liquid is gonna come out of it.
Ew.
And start like really filling up that sink.
Gross.
Yeah, get out of here.
Does it turn into anything, or does it just be a big vat of liquid?
We'll maybe see what the result of this roll is, and then make some decisions around that.
Sure.
But I think it's like getting to the point where it's like overflowing the sink, and it's like you're starting to really understand how like vicious. What's the word there?
Viscous.
Viscous. I was gonna say vicious, like that.
Yeah, I
This is a
always do
vicious
that.
liquid.
Yeah.
So, is it viscous enough where it doesn't really start spilling out? It more like piles up.
I think it fills up, and then it's starting to like go over the sink, and it's like almost like a syrupy or like a gack kind of.
Gack, right?
Ew.
So it oozes, but it doesn't like flow.
Right. It's like
Yeah.
it has the like appearance of blood, but also has like a
It's congealed.
right. Yeah, and it's like, what is that? You don't know what that is.
Congealed blood?
You don't feel
This
good about
fish
it.
is about to scare me, I think.
Okay, I got a 4.
Okay.
That's a success with a minor setback.
Right.
And then let
On
me
your
do
next
my...
roll, doesn't matter. There's no next roll.
1d6 is a 4.
There
Here we
it
go.
is.
We did it.
You're scared.
Yeah, so everyone got scared.
This is scary.
It is.
Yeah, you mean the game or this? Ooze?
Both. I think the ooze is
The
because
ooze is very scary. I don't like
Yeah.
gack and the plumbing and stuff. That's
you
Yeah.
think there's a
Maybe a
person in
scary
your
Bill
sewage.
from the plumber.
Yeah. Ooh.
When we come back from Jonah's.
Yeah, I guess this really works. I guess the the ooze starts making the figure of a person, and it's like the ooze on the floor starts taking the shape of a body, and then you see like the head sort of start to raise off of the floor, and the daughter's like,
Ew.
Dunzo. I gotta go.
I think there's like a last scream, and the daughter like runs, drops whatever weapon she was gonna try to wield, and the only thing left in the house is the cat, who I think is pretty chill with the ghosts.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
stay
no,
here.
I'm friends with the cat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cat is totally cool.
We're hanging out playing the son's video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, between these demons, or no, I keep saying demons. Sorry, among these creatures, I think one of us could set up like a Chewy subscription, and us and the cat.
Oh yeah, the doll can totally use that keyboard.
Yeah.
I have fingers too.
Yeah, see.
We don't know if I have a grasp of any sort of language, but I do have fingers to use a keyboard with.
Yeah, but you're gonna get the keyboard all beef and sour creamy. And then where are we gonna be?
Oh,
fair. God,
true.
good game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the end, I feel like the thing that I want isn't necessarily a chance to win. If anything, maybe the ghouls and the baddies can be even stronger, but just succeed half as much. Where it's like, I just want to see some failure, you know?
Yeah.
There was not a single failure the entire game.
It only really felt like we weren't at, like, the only time it felt like we might not get it was, like, right before the dawn round started, and then the mom got taken care of immediately.
Right. Yeah. And that was only and again, we hadn't played the game before. We did start on easy, but it was only after we gave like an extra 15 health. No, it was an extra 7 health to the daughter and an extra 10 to the mother.
So extra 17 health. You were actually pretty close.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually like, I don't think it would be weird if the game had ended in like the demon hour, and I don't think that would have sucked at all. It's more like, could we have gotten a win for the ghost in the demon hour, but also had some scenes where we got to set up some failure of like or just spitballing, maybe it gets progressively easier for the ghost to succeed as time goes on, so you get like front loaded with a lot of ignoring the haunting, and then back loaded with a lot of like dying. I don't know. Just my thought.
It's worth mentioning that like there are sessions of this game where nobody rolled a 666. So
Yeah.
Yeah, totally
That
true.
changes the dynamic
not
pretty
today.
dramatically.
But yeah, I had a really fun time playing this. I was really
Yeah.
excited to play this, and
Yeah.
great to be a demon.
Yeah. Shout out to our creepy crew.
Yeah.
Great to be a whole family.
It's true.
Oh wait, there's isn't there like end of game?
Oh, is there like an epilogue?
I think there are a couple. There's epilogue questions.
Okay.
If your haunting succeeded, what happened to the family afterwards?
Ooh.
They just like.
Southern California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to.
They live at Jonah's house now.
Epilogue question. Okay, if you're haunting succeeded, what happened to the family? Who do we just all answer that one? Because like, if your haunting succeeded,
Yeah, I feel like this is like a around the table discussion as opposed to being like the player, like one specific player answers this.
do they die?
Do we
Or
want
just
them
move?
to die?
They could die.
I was thinking moving, especially because like a couple of them left very alive.
They all left very alive, but sure,
Yeah.
you come back, you have a couple days at Jonah's house, and you're like, I don't know, it's probably we're fine. I don't know. Families are weird. I'm just putting it out there.
I think we specifically played it as like a not like we could have had the mother situation go really worse there,
Yeah.
and we didn't. So I feel like this is maybe the family riding off into the sunset to live somewhere very far away from here.
But it's a scary sunset.
Ooh, yeah, the doll hand.
They
Blood
brought
red.
the doll in the car.
Ooh,
That's the sequel, Huck.
Do you know the scariest thing that ever happened to me my entire life is when I was 8 years old, my dad made me watch a Goosebumps movie, and it was one of the earlier Goosebumps movies. I didn't want to watch it. I said it was going to be too scary.
Oh.
And I know that people have stories of being this young and watching actual horror movies, not Goosebumps. But this movie, the plot of it was that this family moves to a town where everyone in the town is a vampire. It's a whole vampire town.
Oh.
And they slowly learn that different people are vampires and then get help from their other, neighbors and friends. And then they're also vampires. And so they keep having to be like, oh my God, fucking everyone is trying to eat us here. And the last shot, this is what got me for years. The last shot is they're driving away from this town in their, Subaru, station wagon. And the dog is in the back seat and does the flashy red eyes to indicate that they're a vampire. And so their
Vampire
dog got
dog.
turned into a vampire, is going to follow them and fucking get them. It got me
Dog's
for a
gonna get
long
'em.
time.
Sorry,
Scared the
what's the
shit out of me.
vampire dog Goosebumps movie called?
I don't remember. I think it's
I'll
called like
find it. I'll track it down.
yeah. I remember that the title. I looked it up one time to be like, what was that called? And I don't remember, but I remember that the title was something boring, like Welcome to Vampire Street or something like that.
Amazing. That's not boring. That's a great title.
Goosebumps movie, Vampire Town.
Um,
Yeah, you Google it, and it's just like, you mean the 2015 Goosebumps movie? It's just like everything.
Oh,
is just
sure,
that.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is a new rumor that began spreading in town as a result of your wicked haunting?
There's this cat in this house that just seems to be like fine living on its own. It's really weird.
I heard the cat owns the house. I heard the cat got the house in a will.
Oh.
And they willed the house to the cat, and the cat owns the house legally.
I heard
And
the
it can take
cat's
tenants.
I heard the cat is running for mayor.
Whoa. I heard the cat's a demon. You know they had
These are all
demons in this
rumors that are
town one
spreading.
time.
It's true, in the 50s.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like we kind of answered the what happens to you part with the. I'm assuming that's directed at the creatures.
Oh, sure.
Party house. What's up? We're
Yeah, party
chilling.
house.
Dog
We're-
gets her driver's license, drives his Dodge Caravan around town,
Yes.
Ooh.
picks up hitchhikers.
I think the demon's starting to eat some of those chimuri. Those like disgusting like tubes of goop that you give to the cats. We've been getting some of
Oh,
those in
yeah,
our chewy order.
yeah.
The demon is just like eating it like Go-Gurt.
Ew.
Yeah, well, you know.
Good
Gross.
shit.
Great. Well, that has been Something is Wrong with This House by
Sure fucking
Jonah.
is.
Jonah Baumann and Anna Landin. Jonah, I think I called you John at some point in this recording. I'm sorry about that. You can find this game over at annalandin.itch.io/something is wrong with this house, which dashes in between each of those. ANNALANDIN.itch.io. Check out her other games for sure. Janine mentioned it briefly that we've been like looking at some of the other games that she's designed. I don't know that we're going to do it anytime soon, but I've been planning a Grimoire stream for a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to do that solo or have a group make some spells with me, but that will be in the future at some point. And yeah, thanks for helping us have a good night talking about demons for a little bit. Not just demons.
Wow, I cannot believe
It's
this.
so okay, Keith. You've also
Wow.
done it every single time where you say demon hour instead of devil's hour. It's not the demon hour. Everybody's out and about. All the freaks and geeks are out there. The hellhounds, the evil doll, the something in the walls is out during that hour. That's not a demon hour.
That's just when I'm playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, thank you everybody. Have a good night. We plugging stuff? I have stuff to plug. Not really. Sangviel is still going good. Thanks for listening
Yeah.
to us. Thanks for
Yeah.
supporting us.
New arc this week, right?
New arc this week. Yeah. Off the boat shenanigans. You should have stayed on the boat, but you got off the boat and now there's some stuff going on there.
Listen, look, I don't want to get into it. It's fine. We
Yeah,
had a
you
fine
know,
Oh,
you-
is
time.
that the one?
You were compelled
Yeah.
off of that boat. I'm not gonna blame you for getting off that boat. I'm just saying you were told not to. You specifically were told not to let other people off the boat, but you know, neither here nor there. That session is very fun, and we're gonna be starting that Thursday. So look out. And,
I believe it is Welcome to Dead House.
Oh, thank you so much.
that's such a welcome to Dead House. I guess vampires are dead, right?
I could be wrong. I could be wrong that it's Welcome to Dead House.
We'll get to this.
Let me see. We gotta know.
This is Welcome to Dead House is the first Goosebumps. Anyway, yeah, Allie, please keep
Have a
wrapping
good night,
up.
everybody.